Yo. 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 Welcome on in. Sixers Game Day Live Show on a Thursday evening. Third game of a 5-game week. Feels like a game that could be a benchmark for this Sixers team. This Sixers team that is desperately trying and fighting to stay alive. Boy, oh boy, are you ready for this one? I am. Oh, I am. Wait till you hear the players we're going to see tonight. Happy Thursday. Crazy day. Let's go, chat. Let's go, man. Sixers in Detroit, taking on the Pistons, who have lost 4 out of their last 5. Can the Sixers put it on them tonight? We'll see. Yeah. Woohoo. Let's go, man. Welcome on in. What year is it, ladies and gentlemen? Can somebody let me know in the chat? Is it 2024 again? 24, 25, right? March of 2025, is it? Forgot what day it is. Oh, wait, it's March 2026. I cannot wait to see all the great players we are about to watch tonight for the Pistons. All right, real stuff. Before we get into the show, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to put this out there. If you in the chat right now are over the height of 6'8", and you can jump a foot off the ground, and you can at least understand 1 or 2 concepts of regular basketball, and you can hit a free throw, just one, and you can jump off the ground, I would like to quickly hold a casting call for you to play center tonight for the Philadelphia 76ers. Ladies and gentlemen, if you are over the height of 6'8", please comment in the chat. Put your name forward. If you can get to Detroit in the next half hour, I will gladly cover the expenses, because today's pretty much afternoon has consisted of people commenting on my last tweet that has over like 100 comments requesting that they can play for the 76ers tonight. So if you want to know how this game and how this day's going, that's how it's going. Not our normal entrance to the show, but I guess we'll get into it, man. Sixers on primetime, by the way. I'm pretty convinced that the 76ers will never have a primetime game again after this season. They are on Amazon Prime. They are the first game of a doubleheader, where tonight the Celtics will take on the OKC Thunder, And Jason Tatum will be resting that game. Good job, NBA. Anyway, welcome into the show. Welcome into the show. This is the 76ers Game Day Live show where we try to make light of the 76ers. Good evening, good afternoon, good morning. Welcome into Philly Take with RB. Sixers Game Day Live show presented by our great friends at National University. And as always, we are powered by the Prize Picks app. 35-30 Sixers taking on the 46-18 Detroit Pistons. This is the #1 Sixers Game Day Live show. We give you pregame, live game, and postgame coverage, including our staple play-by-play and reactions and our analysis as it all goes down. We read out your comments in real time. Ladies and gentlemen, I need a huge favor from you, okay? We got 65 people in here right now. Happy Thursday. Welcome in. I need you to go down below and hit the like button. The algo will not like us tonight, so I need y'all to help me out. Go down below, take 2 seconds, hit the thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. We hit 52K. Let's get to 53. Make sure you turn on those notifications. That way you don't miss any of our incredible content. We dropped a video yesterday ranting about the Sixers. Don't want to miss that. We drop shorts every single day, and we go live for every single game. Also, be sure to follow all of our social medias as well. Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, Twitter, and all audio platforms. All the links are congested into that link tree that will come through in the chat. All you have to do is click that link tree, and it'll take you to each social media. Last but not least, I want to say thank you to all of the channel members who constantly support this show and, who go above and beyond to support us every show. Thank y'all for keeping me sane. As I watch the 76ers, guess we'll do a little mini pregame show. I mean, what's the point? Let's start it off with the injury report. You guys ready for this one? RB, who's playing for the Sixers tonight? That's a great question. Who is playing for the Sixers tonight? Here's the injury report, ladies and gentlemen. We know Janai Broome has been out with a torn meniscus. We know Joel Embiid has been out for this week with a right oblique strain. He will be reevaluated after the next few games. Paul George has been out with a league suspension, has, I think, 6 or 7 games left. We know Tyrese Maxey is now out for 3 weeks. Will be reevaluated then with a right tendon pinky injury. Yesterday, if you didn't see my breaking news short, just as I was getting ready to log off for the day, boom, breaking news. Kelly Oubre out for now 2 weeks at least. He will be reevaluated with a left elbow sprain, had a ligament sprain or something. So Kelly Oubre is now out for 2 weeks. And then today I'm going about my business, having a great day. I get a notification. Adem Bona now out with back soreness. And then, just to add insult to injury, Andre Drummond is now deciding to be out. He was questionable at shoot-around. He is dealing with back spasms. So, Andre Drummond will not play tonight. So, ladies and gentlemen, who will play for the 76ers? Here's the starting lineup. VJ Edgecombe at the 1. Quentin Grimes at the 2. Justin Edwards at the 3. Trendon Watford at the 4. And Dominic Barlow at center tonight. 76ers will not have an active center on the roster tonight. Now, I'm trying to internalize this debate, and I'm trying to think, is it just tonight? Do the Sixers know that they have a back-to-back this weekend and they just want to try to win those games? Or have the Sixers officially hit the tankathon button and they're saying, look, with 17 games left, we're going to try to lose every game, get to that 10 seed, and get a 9.4% chance to keep our pick? Which one is it? What do you guys think? I don't know. I guess we'll see in a couple games, right? If they do this every game for the rest of the season, then we know what the deal is. Guys, here's my breakdown of this game, okay? The Pistons are really good. I don't know if they can go all the way. I've been watching them recently. Cade is incredible. He's having an MVP-like season as well. But I feel like when you take Cade out of the game, they don't really have that consistent second go-to guy. Duren has been fantastic. Tobias ain't it. Can the Pistons go all the way? We saw them raise their defensive intensity last year in the postseason. Maybe. I don't think they'll be an easy out, but credit to them for a great season so far. The Detroit Pistons are 12th in offensive rating, but they are second in defensive rating. So again, they bring it defensively. They have that grit, that culture. JB Bickerstaff has done a wonderful job. And the 76ers are at a point right now, ladies and gentlemen, where I don't know if I've ever felt this lost with the team. I actually hit up the Discord today and I said, would you guys listen to me if I pick one of these days in the next couple weeks and I just go live, impromptu, and I just rant for like an hour, hour and a half about my frustrations with the Sixers? Would you guys tune in for that? Discord says to do it. I was talking to a buddy of mine today. I was talking to some other people in the space, just trying to get the vibes of the Sixers right now. I found out some very interesting things, not that I can reveal, but the main theme between all of them was this. I don't know how the Sixers get out of this. I don't know how the Sixers do it. And it just brings me back to the point where I'm like, maybe I just need to get it all out, man. I mean, again, I don't want to sit up here, man, and sound so negative and like, dude, you know, like last game, somebody called me a fake fan because I'm being negative. I don't want to come off as like, hey, you know, let me just complain about the team for the next 4 hours. But my question is, what am I genuinely supposed to sit up here and say? Last season, I sat through every game and I called every game. If you want, drop a player in the comments right now who played last season for this team. They had the most starting lineup combinations. We were actually like rooting for the tank, which was kind of fun. You know, like it was actually impressive how they tanked last season. But now the Sixers are at a point where they have 17 games left. They're 5 games above 500. So I can't like get behind this, bro. And then I also can't come up here every game and act like I'm so excited to watch the team because I'm not. But I also don't want to come off as, yeah, this guy's losing it. You know, like where's the passion at? Like where's the good game call? Like I'm trying to find that balance, you know. But the fact of the matter, as I feel like every Sixers fan is going through right now, is like, I don't care, man. Look, credit to Cameron Payne. He dropped 32 and 10 the other night. Is he going to do that again? No. Cam Payne is not going to do that the rest of the season. We got Dominic Barlow at the 5. We got Quentin Chuck Grimes at the 2. We're essentially throwing VJ Edgecombe to the Wolves. I mean, what are we supposed to say, man? What are we supposed to say? So anyway, for this game tonight, I will not be caring whatsoever what happens with the game. I am simply here for all of you. I am here to enjoy this community that we've built up. The fact that we can still get people in this chat who want to hang out and watch and listen to ball, even if you're not a Philly fan, just a great community we've built. That's what means the most to me, man. Because with this team right now, I am just so lost. And I don't know what to say, man. I don't know what to say, man. I mean, the Pistons are going to smoke the Sixers tonight. I would just like to know if the Sixers are completely shutting it down or if they're going to try to get Embiid back in 5 games and get PG back and go from there. But now without Kelly Oubre as well, and Adem Bona tonight and Drummond, like what are we supposed to do? What are we supposed to do? Honestly, give me your thoughts in the chat. I will get to the chat. I don't know how much I'm going to read the chat tonight because I get myself in trouble by doing that, you know? Because you get people that come in that are simply trolls. There are trolls that just sit in the chat, and I don't know why they do it for 4 hours, but they must love me. They must love this community. And then they say things to try to, you know, to get me to go at them, you know? So I got to like really take care of my own health here as well. So I will read the members' comments. I will read out the diehards and all that, and I'll read some of the comments, but I can't get sucked into this vortex of, you know, of the, let's just say of the troll world where, you know, the Sixers are down bad right now. People are going to get at them. They're going to get at us, you know? So anyway, that's where I'm at. We got 76 people in here. Maybe it's a sign. Get us to 76 likes. Thank you so much for supporting the content. Like I said, we do this on every platform. We have a bunch of NBA content going up. I've been making a ton of shorts on IG and TikTok about other NBA topics. I have some good things in the works coming soon. That's where I'm at, man. That is my preview of the game. And ladies and gentlemen, I'm actually going to take your final score predictions. So we will do that as well. Here are the Pistons. Before I do that, here are the Pistons injuries tonight. Karis LeVert is out with a left wrist sprain. Wendell Moore is out. Chaz Lanier was questionable, but now available. And Asar Thompson is out with a right ankle sprain. So that is where we are at, man. Give me your final predictions in the chat. Let's just do that. Ladies and gentlemen, I'll save it all for you. Give me your final score predictions in the chat right now. I want your final score prediction. Who will take the W? Who will lead the game in points tonight? And how many will they have? So again, I want 4 predictions from you in the chat. Final score. Who gets the win? Who will lead the game in points? And how many will they have? That's what I want to know in the comments right now. And sadly, I will give you my prediction as well. And I will read out a couple of the main ones that I see in the chat. But before I do that, got to give a huge shout out to our great partners of the show for the rest of the season. And that is the Prize Picks app. Ladies and gentlemen, if you have not checked out Prize Picks yet, what are you doing? You can get $50 instantly in lineups when you play your first $5. That's right. Prize Picks is giving you $50 in lineups when you sign up and play your first 5. Prize Picks makes every dunk, every dime, and every board that much more exciting. Don't miss this chance to get started on America's #1 app for sports picks. All you have to do is pick more or less than 2 to 6 player stat projections. Tonight, I'll tell you what, man. Go in there, go to the Prize Picks app, go to the Detroit Pistons, pick everything on the more. Pick Cade, pick Doran, everybody. Even pick Tobias on the more. You get those picks right, you can cash in. Pick from all your favorite sports, basketball, baseball, football, hockey. And oh, by the way, March Madness is about to start. I'm getting excited. I'm starting to get excited about that 9% chance. I'm watching a lot of college ball. So check out college hoops as well, golf, esports, and more. Check out the Prize Picks app. They even offer stacks on your picks, meaning you can pick the same player now up to 3 times in the same lineup. So let's say you look at the Pistons tonight, you're like, hey, I'm going to take Cade Cunningham over on everything. I'm going to take Cade more points, more on the assists, more on the 3-pointers, more on everything. Steals, blocks, field goals. You can do that easily over on stacks. So check it out. Like I said, points, assists, 3-pointers, pick all of them for Cade tonight. Get in on the action. Prize Picks is now available in all 50 states, including California, Texas, Florida, and Georgia. Download the Prize Picks app today. Use code CLNS. Get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. Once again, that is code CLNS. Get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. Shout out to Prize Picks. It is good to be right. Well, let's see who's right on their final score predictions tonight. What do you guys have, man? What do you have? Let's see. Pistons are a 15-point favorite, I believe. I'm going to take the Pistons to win by 40. I'm going to say they win it 135-95. That is my final prediction. 135-95. And the Detroit Pistons, I believe, will be led by Cade Cunningham. I think Cade Cunningham's going to lead the game in points tonight. Give me 33 for Cade Cunningham. Just because I don't think he'll have to play late in this game. I don't think it'll be a cardiac game by any means. But, yeah. Cade Cunningham, 33 points. And the Pistons win by 40, 135-95. That is my take. Give me your predictions in the chat and be realistic. Be realistic. I want your honest thoughts. Okay. Let's see. 132-105. Pistons. Duran with 35. Very close to me, says Dan. Season says 126, 125 Sixers somehow win Edgecombe 33. Do you actually believe that? Do you actually believe that? Cool J says 135.99 Bad Boys. Cade with 46. Muhammad says 121, 117 Pistons. Busy says, I don't think we can crack 80 points tonight. Ooh, that'd be a nasty one. Little 79 game. Didn't that happen like 2 years ago? Wasn't it like a 85 to 79 game or something? I remember. I'm going to say 126, 116 Sixers. Yeah, you don't believe that. 120 to 90 Pistons, says Antoine. Dom says Pistons 121, 109. Duran with 31 and 15. Chris says 120 to 117 Pistons. Busy says 125 to 72. Oh, let's go, man. Busy says Tobias going to turn into MJ against us. Dave says 121, 95. Cunningham with 31. What else? VJ with 48. Sixers lose by 30. B-Ball Paul with a 30 bomb. That's a great prediction. Shout out to my dude B-Ball Paul, man. He has been playing minutes. He has cracked his way into the rotation, and he's playing pretty good, man. Another Sixer that leaves and gets better. Shout out to B-Ball Paul. Appreciate you, my dude. What else? 118, 108 Sixers. Yeah, you don't believe that. Pistons 120 to 99. Big Rud says, that's a shame. I'm picking the Sixers 118, 113, VJ 34. It was all good a week ago. Yeah. Yeah. Welcome to the Sixers Nation, man. It's all good a month and a half ago. Here we are. Here we are. Season says, I'm doing it for fun. B-Ball Paul 30 bomb. 125, 104 Pistons. 116 to 93 Pistons. Dom, what's up? Says out the mud. Let's go. Shout out B-Ball Paul, man. All right, guys. 120 people in here. 30 on the like button. Get us to 100, man. I've been as honest as I can. I hate to sound the way I do, but yeah, there's no hope in this game tonight. There's no hope in this game tonight. So that's where I'm at, man. 15-point favorite are the Pistons. The Sixers are down Maxey Embiid, Paul George, Kelly Oubre, Adem Bona, and Andre Drummond. Can they pull one out from nowhere and get the upset of the century? I guess we will find out here on the show. Ladies and gentlemen, we got to piss off the neighbors, man. Drop the beat. Let's go. Let's go. Yeah. Listen, man, whatever happens with the Sixers, it's still RB in the community, man. Y'all are the best, man. Let's get it. Let's have a great Thursday night, man. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Let's go. Oh, yeah. Maybe the most thrilling matchup of the season. I am so excited for this. I am so excited for this. I'm going to be honest, man. Sixer Nation, if you guys are actually watching this game with me tonight, give yourself a pat on the back, man, because you are an absolute Sixer psycho. You are an absolute psycho. Max Covers TV in the chat says, what up, bro? Good luck to your Sixers. Max, thanks for stopping in, man. Shout out to him. Great work you do, man. Dan says, drop the beat. Big Rud in the house. Dom Boyle, John Monroe. Shout out to the channel members. Shout out to the channel members. Thank y'all for being here, man. Very much appreciated for all that you guys do. Once again, we do this every single game. 4 hours of coverage. Pre-game show, which we just did. Live game coverage and post-game coverage, all combined into one. We give you every component you need, from the game call to the live stats. We read out your comments. We break down the game as it happens. I mean, we give you everything you need. No need to go to anything else. We got you. No worries. Please do not spam in the chat. Please do not spoil the game. If you're watching the game as well, please time it up with my game call. That way we don't spoil it. We are still working on the scoreboard. Didn't forget about that. Just been doing a lot of things. including covering NFL free agency this week, which has been insane. Definitely go check it out on my Eagles channel, A to Z Sports Philly. And I got something big in the works, man. Can't reveal it yet, though. All right, ladies and gentlemen. I wish I had more to break down about this game. The Pistons, as we know, are a very gritty team. Looking at the Detroit Pistons, why don't we go look at their stats? Why don't we go have some fun here? Detroit Pistons. Where am I looking at? Where's my stats? Where'd they go? All right, here we go. Pistons are number 1 in the NBA in steals. 10.5 per game, which is 0.6 more than any other team. They're also number 1 in the league in blocks with 6.4 per game, which is 0.6 more than anybody else. If we look at their stats, Jalen Duren has been awesome. 18.6 points a game, 10.6 rebounds, 0.9 steals, 0.9 blocks. We got Cade averaging 25, 5, and almost 10 assists with 1.4 steals. And we have Duncan Robinson, who's actually their 4th leading scorer. Tobias Harris, who is their 3rd leading scorer. It's funny, when you look at this team's stats, you go, how is this team good? With Tobias as your 3rd scorer, averaging 13 a game. But it's all about that defensive-minded culture. It's all about that defensive intensity. We're seeing the same thing with the Celtics, right? Celtics are a great half-court offense, and they haven't had their star, Jason Tatum, but they play defense, they play as a team. And we see the same thing with the Pistons, man. I see the same thing with the San Antonio Spurs, the Thunder. I actually kind of like it, man. I mean, I know we're still in the era of stars and, you got to have, at least 2 really good big-time stars or big-time players on your team, or just a cohesive group with every young player that knows their roles and can contribute. But I kind of like how we're getting back to like the team era. You know what I mean? Like the Pistons only have 1 star, in my opinion, which is Cade Cunningham, but they have every niche role player that knows how to do their job. In Jalen Duren, in Asar Thompson. You got Isaiah Stewart off the bench who wants to beat somebody up every game. You have Ron Holland, former 5th overall pick. This cat, Denise Jenkins, who I actually remember watching at Summer League. He's awesome, man. You have our guy B-Ball Paul. You have Karis LeVert. Just a bunch of dudes, man. However, I do think, like I said, when the Pistons get to the playoffs, I don't think they're going to be able to survive a couple different teams because of not having that second guy. I think you have to have that second star. Tatum, Jaylen Brown. Brunson, I guess you could say Cat, even though I don't think the Knicks are going to make it either. You got to have that second guy, in my opinion, but maybe not. Maybe not, because this is a different era now and this is a different season. Now, the Eastern Conference is weak, right? You go out to the West, you got Wemby with all those dudes, Fox and Castle and them. You got the Thunder. SGA is incredible. And their whole team is insane. You have LeBron, Luka, right? You have some of these other teams in the mix, Jokic, Murray. I still feel like you need those 2 guys, but based on the salary cap limitations, I think you got to build a nice core. Anyway, I'm talking about these other teams because I don't know what else to say about the 76ers, man. What am I supposed to say about the 76ers? Sixer Nation, if you are in the chat right now, let me know how you are feeling about the Sixers right now. Because like I said, I was talking to some people today, and this is like the most lost I've ever felt with this team. Philly for Life, $2 Super Chat says, what up, RB? Let's see if we can not get killed tonight. Philly, what's up, brother? What's up, man? I knew my guy Philly for Life would tap in here. I knew Philly for Life would be in the chat. What's up, brother? Pistons fan here, not paying for Prime, but I F with RB the long way, so we're here. Antoine, what's up, man? Respect to all the Detroit fans in here, and anybody that did not want to pay for Prime that is here, thank you as well. We got you covered, man. We got you covered. No worries. Ladies and gentlemen, for the Sixers, it is the third game of a of a 5-game week. They played who did they play on Monday night? The Cavaliers. Then they played the Grizzlies and barely squeaked by, even though the fourth quarter was nuts. Felt like the Grizzlies put in the tank. Cameron Payne had a career night. Unfortunately, it was overshadowed by Bam Adebayo dropping 83. Pistons tonight, which is an L. Saturday, the Sixers play the Brooklyn Nets. And then Sunday, they play the Portland Trailblazers. This is a very tough week for the Sixers. 5 games in 7 days, and the whole team is not on the floor. So, anyway, how are we feeling, man? Like I said, I don't know where the Sixers go from here. I don't know if, Oubre getting hurt the other night. Like, when did Oubre get hurt last game? I honestly don't remember. But if the Sixers, let's say the next 2 games come this weekend and the Sixers do not play anybody again, then I'm going to honestly feel like they're shutting it down for the tank and they don't view it as necessary to keep trying to win. That's kind of where I'm at. But if they actually do bring Bona and Drummond back and, Embiid actually gets back on the floor, okay, they're trying to at least make the play-in and the playoffs. So that's where I'm at. Yeah, once again, shout out Prize Picks, man. Guys, go to Prize Picks, go to the Pistons, and pick all of the mores on the Detroit Pistons. I mean, this is the easiest night to predict. If the Sixers win this game tonight, then the Pistons must be having a historically bad night. I think the Pistons are going to do what the Cavaliers did on Monday. I think the Pistons are going to sleepwalk through the first half, still be up by 8 points, and then just go crazy in the second half and just put it away. That's how I view this game. I think the Sixers lose by 40, but I think it all happens mainly in the third and fourth quarter. I'm not going to complain about any player tonight, I promise you. Even the other night against the Grizzlies and against the Cavaliers, I will say, the dudes on the floor for the Sixers, although being in a very tough spot, have actually been trying. So I'm not mad. I'm not mad at those guys, Campaign, Barlow, Watford, they're actually moving around. They're giving energy. So I'm not mad at that. Also, this is like I said, this is a primetime game. So it's not fun every primetime game getting slaughtered on TV. Last time was the Spurs last week. So here we are again. $2 super chat. Philly for life says, ain't much, homie. Glad to be here, player. Philly, you're the man, bro. Honestly, thank you. All the people that are in here during these times, man, I will remember you for sure. Also, we will be streaming a lot of playoff games this season, even if the Sixers don't make it out of the play-in. I think what I'm going to do is put out polls on YouTube Community. If you guys don't know what that is, if you're on the YouTube app right now, if you swipe, let's say you go to the channel page and you swipe over to posts, we have a community tab where I can put out polls and stuff. I think I'm going to poll which series should be the best to live stream once we get to that point. That way you guys can vote on which games we should do. Other than that, man, 160 people in here, 60 on the like button. Guys, get us to 100 likes, man. That's all I could say. Let's wake up the neighbors. Let's piss them off and let's do it. Why not? That's all I got, guys. Let's just enjoy this game tonight as much as we can. And yeah, let's do what we can, man. That's all we can do. I'm going to drop a couple links in the chat where you guys can get more involved as well. A couple different ways to support us. One will be our link tree where you can follow us on all platforms. Get at me on the other socials. I'm going to drop the membership link in here as well. And I'm going to drop the Discord link where you can join our active community of Philly fans who I talk to almost every day. That's where I'm at, man. Trying to keep myself in a good headspace, man. Like I said, I've been doing a ton of coverage this week. Eagles, Sixers, NBA. Been a lot, but here we are. Here we are. $2 super chat. Philly for life says, I predict Kevin Huerter, Cade, and Duren will smoke us. I forgot about Kevin Huerter as well. That was a pretty good pickup at the trade deadline for the Pistons. They didn't add much. That's really all they did. Let me ask you guys this. Who do you think are going to be the two teams that make it to the finals right now? Let's start with the Eastern Conference. Who would you pick to come out of the Eastern Conference right now? If you're a gambling person, who is your favorite to come out of the Eastern Conference? I do think it's going to be an interesting playoffs. I think the East still is kind of wide open. If healthy, though, I think I'm starting to lean towards Boston. I think I'm starting to lean Boston, man. Can't believe I'm saying it. If you told me at the beginning of the season that I would be picking a team that traded Anthony Simons during the season, and also with Nikolai Vucevic now being out for a month, if you told me that I was going to pick that team as the favorite going into the playoffs, I would have bet everything that there's no way that's a possibility. But like I just said 2 minutes ago, I think that teams are now playing more as team. And I think the Celtics have it down packed, man. Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum getting back to action. Freaking Baylor Shireman and Sam Hauser and Peyton Pritchard and Neemias Queta, and it's just unbelievable, man. So yeah, I think I would pick the Celtics right now. Looks like the chat agrees with me, which is crazy. Yeah. Everybody's saying Boston. Okay, let's go to the Western Conference. This one will be a bit harder. Who do you think is coming out of the Western Conference? Drop your favorite to come out of the West right now. I think that one's going to be spicy. If I was a betting person wholeheartedly going into the playoffs, I would say probably still OKC because of the way SGA is playing. But right now, I think I'm leaning towards the Spurs, man. They're another team that plays with that same team mindset. And I got to be honest, man, Wemby's kind of saving the league right now. Hold on, guys. Sorry, I'm just reading this. All right. Yeah, so I'm starting to lean towards the Spurs, man, because Wemby's like saving the league right now. The guy's emotional over regular season games. He is just ridiculous. And yeah, they just have every niche role player, man. It's crazy. Starting lineup for the Sixers: VJ Edgecombe, Quentin Grimes, Justin Edwards, Trendon Watford, and Dominic Barlow at the 5. Sixers do not have a center on the roster tonight. And for the Pistons, it'll be Cade Cunningham, Marcus Sasser, Duncan Robinson, Tobias Harris, and Jalen Duren. I think OKC and San Antonio, especially given that the Spurs have beat them 4 out of 5 times this season, I think that would be an awesome Western Conference Finals. I will absolutely be streaming every game of that series if it happens. And I think my third team on that tier, like I think it would be like OKC, San Antonio is the top 2 by far. I think maybe I'd have Denver at number 3. Yeah, I mean, I think Denver is probably number 3 at this point, but who knows? Who knows? Like you have wild card teams. You have like the Rockets, right? Who can be up and down. The Timberwolves. Even the Clippers are now over 500, which is nuts. So I don't know, man. We'll see. We will see. $2 super chat. Philly for life. Thank you so much, man. He says, remember I bet on Boston or the T-Wolves to win the chip. Yeah, I remember, man. That's going to be interesting to see what happens. If the Celtics do it, man, you're gonna be in good shape, my guy. $2 super chat. Philly for life says, bro, they're starting Belo at the 5. Yeah, they are cooked, dude. They don't have any centers on the team tonight, bro. Drummond and Bona are both out. They were both questionable today, and then the Sixers sat him out, which again makes me feel like they are just taking this game off, and hopefully they're going to try to win the 2 this weekend. That's where I'm at. If the Sixers go into this weekend, there's Cade Cunningham downhill, lays it in to begin the game. If the 76ers go into this weekend and sit everybody again, then I'm like, all right, they're not honestly going to try for the rest of the season. Grimes, corner three, no good. Sixers are rocking the red jerseys tonight, yo. Sixers are rocking the red jerseys tonight. Tobias kicks it out to Robinson for three. That one's in and out. Tobias, the offensive rebound. Sixers take it away. Pistons rocking the white jerseys tonight. EJ missed the runner. Grimes tracks it down. It's out on Grimes going the other way. Yeah, so anyway, the Sixers rocking the red jerseys, which I don't even know the last time they have wore them. Maybe in like 4 months, maybe? I have no clue. Pistons rocking the white jerseys. We are off here in, what's their arena called? I honestly forget what this arena is called. Tobias puts up a mid-range and hits it. It is crazy that Tobias is the second highest paid player behind Cade on this team. Guys, what is this arena called? It doesn't even say it on the floor. Here's Barlow. Floats one up. One hand. Got it to go. Here is Jalen Duren. Going to dump it off to Robinson. Floats it up. Duren slams it on Dominic Barlow. Pistons take a 6-2 lead. Little Caesars Arena. Okay, cool. That's hilarious that there are things called Little Caesars Arena. Here's VJ Edgecombe behind the back, guarded by Sasser. This is another guy I watched in Summer League when I was there a couple years ago. He's going to be a good player. I like his tenacity. Both Sasser and Denise Jenkins. I remember watching them closely at Summer League. $2 super chat. Don Boyle says, everybody hit that like button. Let's go, guys. Get these likes up. 230 in the chat. Get us to 100, man. We're almost there. Cade drives and kicks. Wide open shooter. It's Robinson. Cha-ching. Here goes the Sixers, who love to collapse on defense and leave wide open shooters. Trendon Watford going to fake the pass, drive in the lane, turn and spin. The left-handed hook gets it to go on Tobias. So it's VJ and the Dogs tonight. Tobias a three. Can't get it to go. Too much on it. Edwards just got hit in the face. And we have a late whistle on Detroit. It's Duncan Robinson, who's not happy with the call. I remember he was whining a lot in the last matchup. Let's see. $2 super chat. $2 super chat from Time to Obligation. Thank you, man. He says Heat versus Nuggets in the finals. Man, that'd be crazy. There's no way I see the Heat making it, though. Heat are on fire right now. So are the Hawks, but I just can't see it, man. I just think there's a lot of teams that could take the Sixers out in the play-in. Even the Hornets, man. I do not want to see Charlotte. Now Justin Edwards is injured, by the way. He's coming off the floor. So now the Sixers are down to like 7 players. Bro. Where did he get hit at? I think he got hit in the eye? So who'd they bring in now? They just brought in Dale and Terry. Oh, gosh. Oh, boy. Here's Quentin Grimes with the left hand. Kicks it to Watford. Watford back to Grimes. Grimes over to VJ. The pump fake, the dribble, the drive. Euro floats it up, left it short. Terry had the rebound and lost it, and then dove at it and hit it out of bounds. Philly for life, gifting a Philly Take membership. Drop the MVPs for Philly, man. Jalen Duren guarded by Dominic Barlow. Here's Tobias Harris. Harris against Watford. Now Sasser in place of Karis LeVert. Sasser up top to Tobias. Tobias going to drive. Lays it up. Can't get it to fall. Asar Thompson out with an ankle injury as well. Here's Barlow down the lane. Goes up. Missed it. VJ puts it back with the tap. Nice play by VJ Edgecombe on the heads up. Sasser blitzes down the other end. He lays it up and missed it. And Grimes hit it out of bounds. Guys, we got 240 in the chat. We need 10 more likes. Get us to 100, man. Get us to 100, man. Let's go. RB, don't do this to yourself. Cut the game and watch something else. This is what I do, brother. Good and bad. I did it all last season. I don't shy away, man. Maybe others do. I don't. I'm here every game with the community, man. Tobias catch and shoot three and hits. Tobias is cooking. He's got 5 points to begin. Maybe Tobias will drop 40 tonight. Rub it in the Sixers' face a little bit more. Barlow up to Watford. Barlow going to set a screen. No, he rolls. Here's Watford against Tobias. Watford one-on-one. Dumps to Barlow. Barlow under the rim. Barlow kicks it out to Grimes. Grimes downhill. Finds Barlow in the corner for three. It's off the mark. Robinson picks up the board. Robinson over to Marcus Sasser. Sasser with the left hand finds Robinson. Dribbles in, finds a cutting Duren. Beautiful play, but he's fouled at the end of it. And it'll be Jalen Duren to the line for two. $2 super chat. Philly for life says Duren probably scratched his cornea. He's out now, probably. I think Edwards he'll come back in. I mean, I don't even see him. I don't know if he went to the locker room or something, but I didn't even know it was like that bad of an injury, but he immediately went out. I'm surprised that Cameron Payne wasn't starting tonight, but I guess, you can't start him ahead of VJ or Grimes, so. Duren going to miss the first free throw. What did that say? He's the only NBA player with 18-plus points, 10-plus rebounds, and 60% field goal percentage, I think. Duren's having a great season. It's crazy because at one point, I feel like the Pistons last year were talking about trading Duren because he wasn't really living up to that first-round hype, but he's had a great season. And another guy that's had a great season is Duncan Robinson, who I thought was kind of washed at this point, but put him in the right situation. You know what happens as VJ misses a three ball. This is a good chance for VJ to just get more comfortable with the ball in his hands. Robinson drives the lane, puts it up and in. Pistons lead at 15-6. Here's VJ going to find Grimes. Grimes guarded by Cade. Grimes one-on-one. The jab, the drive, the spin. He lost it. Picked up by Robinson. Kicks it up to Cade. Cade going all the way and fouled by Dalen Terry. Tobias has more than I predicted, says Don Boyle. Hilarious. Chat, what's going on, man? 260 in the house. Thank you guys so much for being here. This is the Sixers Game Day Live, where we suffer through Sixers games, pregame, live game, and postgame with the best community in the world. Like I said, even if the 76ers, are not winning this game or they get blown out, let's go. I like the fact that they're at least giving effort. I like the fact that they're at least trying, and they're actually moving around, even though they're not good. They have no center on the floor tonight. I mean, they're at least moving around, They're going to get their butts whooped. We know that. It sucks, but, it is what it is. Dalen Terry going to kick it out to Grimes. Stolen away. Dude, Terry is so bad, man. I'm sorry. Tobias drives the lane and lost the ball in traffic. 3-on-1. Tobias couldn't handle it. Here's Q-Dot, former Piston. Puts up a three, left it short. Dude, Grimes is killing his free agent market, man. $5 super chat. Philly for life says, yeah, that happened to me like 4 times playing ball. Feels like your eye's on fire. Impairs vision. If it's scratched, I don't see him coming back. It did happen to me once before as well. I know exactly what you're talking about. It's like a little blurry, right? And like you're trying to get your eyesight back, and you're like, dude, why is my eye not working? Kind of distorts your perception and your peripherals. So, yeah, who knows, man? It would just go with the theme of tonight if Justin Edwards is out now as well. But anyway, if you're just tuning in to this lovely show tonight, no Joel Embiid, no Tyrese Maxey, no Paul George, no Kelly Oubre, who is now out for 2+ weeks and will be reevaluated. Adem Bona had back soreness today and is out, and Andre Drummond had back spasms and is out. So that is where we are at. Anyway, 300 people in the chat. We did hit 100 likes. Should we wake up the neighbors, guys? Should we? Should we do the service of waking up the neighbors? Drop the yes, sirs, man. That's all we have tonight. That's all we have tonight. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Wake them the hell up. Wake them up. Sorry, neighbors. Sorry. Just trying to have a little bit of fun tonight, man. Trying to have a little bit of fun. I got to give all of you in the chat credit, though. Who's a Philly fan in here tonight, man? Drop some blue and red if you're a Philly fan in the chat. Drop some blue and red if you're a Philly fan. If you are a Sixers or a Philly fan, I got to give you credit, man, because you are sticking it out through a game like this, which is very reminiscent of last season. I think it was 4 games ago, like it really started to feel like last season. This feels like last season. We were here every game watching Alex Reese and Chuma Okeke and Colin Castleton and who else? Who was that one guy that came from overseas? I see his face. I forget his name. What's his name? Oh my gosh. It's going to bug me now. He was in the league for like 4 or 5 years, and then the Sixers picked him up. Not Okeke, the other guy. Who's the other guy? We had, who else? We had, who did we have? I mean, we had Justin Edwards, Quentin Grimes. No, not Lonnie Walker. Lonnie was here too. The other guy. He was light skinned. What was his name? What was his name, bro? It's going to irk me, bro. $2 super chat. Philly for life says the Philadelphia hurt all the timers. I don't know. I saw a funny comment on Twitter today. They said the Philadelphia Seveners, because we only have 7 players. That was funny. All right, I got to look it up now. It's going to bug me. What was his freaking name, bro? .640 to go here in the first quarter. Watford, nice little drive on Cade, lays it in with the right hand. Who was it? Not Jalen Hood-Schifino. I remember him too. He was on this team. Who was it? Sixers get it off the miss, 17-8. Grimes puts it up short and then tapped in by Barlow. Nice play. O'Shea Brissett. That was his name. O'Shea Brissett. He was in the league for a couple years. I don't know what he's doing now, but Cade gets it to go in the post over Terry. I mean, yeah, dude, the guys that played for the Sixers last season is just unbelievable. Trendon Watford driving downhill on Robinson. He turns and spins, kicks up the VJ. 10 on the shot clock. VJ going to dribble, drive, float it up off the back iron and missed it. Here comes Cade Cunningham, dribbling, driving, kicks it out. Wide open 3 from Robinson. Misses it though. Rare wide open miss for Duncan Robinson. Sixers have the ball. Here comes Barlow up the floor. Barlow going to post up on Duren. Finds Terry, now Watford. Trendon Watford with 5:20 to go in the first. He's going to drive, go all the way. Barlow spins right under the rim, and he's blocked by Duren. Here come the Pistons. Kick up to Robinson. Wide open 3. Cha-ching. Pistons lead at 22-10. Well, I guess we're having fun, man. Robinson up to 8 points here in the first quarter. VJ's going to drive the lane, and traffic goes up, missed it short, and he was fouled. Also, by the way, I want to give one shout out real quick. Can everybody drop the word cord in the chat? Cord? AKA the guy that does this sound effect. This guy. I know him a little bit. We've communicated a little bit. His name is Matt Cord. He is the Sixers PA announcer, the in-arena announcer, and he is officially retiring after 28 years at the end of this season. So another loss for the 76ers. They will need a new PA announcer. Matty Cord, in my books personally, is the best in the NBA. There's nobody like him. You go to a Sixers game, you know exactly what I'm talking about. He's a legend. Congratulations on a great career. He's like the zoom-offs of the PA announcing. Also, whoever nominated me on Twitter today for PA announcer, shout out to you, man. That made my day, by the way. Pistons missed the floater. Cameron Payne up the floor. Campaign finds a cutting Jabari Walker who lays it up and in. Jabari Walker on the board. Let's go. Sixers steal it away. Edwards is back in the game, and this time he's fouled by Ron Holland II. So it's Edwards who's back in the game. Looks like he's okay, and he's going to the line for 2. But yeah, apparently there was an article that was put out talking about potential replacement candidates, and someone said I should be the guy, and I'm like, dude, you're too kind, man. Too kind. Cameron Payne's in the game, by the way. Shout out to Cam Payne. Absolute flamethrower. 32-10 the other night. Had a career night. One of the best Sixers bench games of all time. One of the best NBA bench games of all time. But Cameron Payne will probably have 8 points tonight, let's be honest. Edwards going to knock down the second. 16 for the Sixers now in the first. They trail it by 6. 4:20 to go here in the first. Here's Kevin Huerter for the first time with Isaiah Stewart. Stewart hands it off to Cade. Cade drives downhill, kicks it out to Huerter. It was knocked away by Cameron Payne. So for the Sixers, it's Dalen Terry, Cam Payne, VJ Edgecombe, Justin Edwards, and Jabari Walker. Busy says RB for PA announcer. I would love RB as the announcer. You guys are too kind, man. Can't give up the streams, man. Cade going to pull up a deep 3. Can't get it to fall. Payne tries to get the board. Now VJ has it. VJ dribbling, driving all the way down the lane. Missed the scoop. They're going to say out on the Pistons, actually. It's going to stay with Philly. 3:55 to go here in the first. Let's go, guys. Drop that blue and red in the chat if you are a Philly fan. Let's get a roll call going. Make sure you guys hit that like button, man. Get us to 200. Cameron Payne going to launch from no man's land. Just missed it. In and out. 6-point game. Here's Ron Holland. Holland against Edwards. Edwards playing a tight defense. I like it. I like it. Got to get physical with this team. Cunningham to Holland in the paint. Lays it up and left it short. But a late foul called on the Sixers. 310 people in here, man. Shout out to you guys, bro. Shout out to you guys. Cameron Payne channeled his alter ego, Terry Johnson. Shout out to Cameron Payne. He's just a straight up hooper, bro. Cameron Payne just looks like a chill guy, man. He really does. He could just go out there and let it fly. But yeah, speaking of the Sixers that were on the team last year, you had Lester Quinones. You had Pete Nance. Shout out to Pete Nance. Philip Wheeler. BJ driving downhill, kicks it out to Dalen Terry. I can't believe I was calling these games last year with these players, man. Reggie Jackson. Here's Edwards for 3. Left it short. Reggie Jackson got traded for like 4 seconds. There goes Cade Cunningham, lays it in. Chuma Okeke. Ricky Council. David Roddy. O'Shea Brissett. Caleb Martin. It's crazy, man. Walker for 3 and drills it. Jabari Walker. Here come the Detroit Pistons. Duncan Robinson dribbling down the lane, had it poked away, but he was fouled at the end by Cam Payne. Ladies and gentlemen, I've told you that this is trivia bonus week, right? If you guys have been here, especially the diehards, this is a week where it's hard to watch the team. It's trivia bonus week, which means every question has been worth 2 points. But I got to hit the siren real quick, man. Drop some fires in the chat. Why did I hit the siren, they may ask. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the first game of the season where the trivia bonus question tonight will be worth not 2 points. It will be worth 3. 3 points tonight. Tonight's game, Saturday's game against the Brooklyn Nets, and Sunday's game against the Portland Trail Blazers. All of those 3 will be worth 3 points. So if you want to get in the mix, it is now or never. So stay tuned at the end of the first quarter, man. We have a very tight trivia race going on right now. Lou World might choke the lead, man. I'm not going to lie. Lou World might be selling. But we'll see what happens. We will see what happens. Ladies and gentlemen, if you have not yet, hit that thumbs up button. Get us to 200 likes. We do this every single game, even if the Sixers are absolutely unwatchable. We talk to all of you in the chat. We give shout outs. We read out your comments. Usually we take phone calls. We haven't the last couple games. Really, there's nothing to talk about right now. Post games have been pretty condensed. But tonight, I'm just having fun, man. That's all I can do. Trying to enjoy this. And yeah, Sixers are, they're going to have their hands full, man. But this is going exactly how I said so far. This is going exactly how I said so far, man. Pistons are kind of sleepwalking a little bit. My guess is that the Pistons will really turn it on in the third quarter. That's my guess. Dom says 3 points. Well, I got to get back in it. You have a good chance, man. Matter of fact, if you get the next 3 questions, you'll be in the lead. You'll be tied for the lead, actually. Chad, how are we feeling, man? Shout out to everybody in here, man. Appreciate y'all. Like I said, we've been dropping videos on the off days. Drop shorts every day. Turn on noties. Stay in tune with the content. JB Bickerstaff looks mad right now. He's like, how are you guys not smoking this team yet? Just for fun, we should try to rile up this team. Get Isaiah Stewart suspended for like another 8 games. Here's Tobias Harris down in the post against VJ Edgecombe. Kicks it out to Herter for 3. Left it short. And he tracks down his own rebound. Wow, how did they let that happen? Stewart to Harris. Harris smokes a layup. Tobias. VJ finds a cutting Edwards. Edwards tried to poster Stewart. He just missed it. And then we had a foul against I don't know who fouled Walker. Yo, Justin Edwards tried for the money. He almost posterized Stewart, and Stewart's pulling his jersey down in the back. Edwards literally might have had Stewart punch him in the face if he did that to him. Walker going to knock down the first. Yo, if we have any Detroit fans in the live chat right now, how do you guys feel about Tobias Harris? Give me your honest thoughts. How do you feel about Tobias? It's crazy because Tobias went to Detroit just to be like a throwaway. I remember they had so much cap space they had to sign somebody, so they gave it to Tobias. It's been pretty interesting to see. Tobias against VJ now. 5-point game after the free throws. Here is Denise Jenkins in for the first time. He's going to light one up and in. So it's now a 7-point game. So it's Denise Jenkins, Kevin Herter, Ron Holland, Tobias Harris, and Isaiah Stewart now for Detroit. Cameron Payne drives the lane. Wow, what a beautiful kiss off the window. A high finger roll for Cameron Payne. He is on the board. Cam Payne, Justin Edwards, VJ Edgecombe, Jabari Walker, and Kyle Lowry now on the floor. There goes an and one right there. It's going to be Ron Holland. Lays it up and in, and he is fouled. I knew we were getting Kyle Lowry minutes tonight, man. I actually tweeted it out an hour or 2 before the game. I said, the Kyle Lowry minutes tonight are going to be special. And what do you know? Free throw going to be good. So it is a 3-point play for the Detroit Pistons. 8-point lead. Here's Cameron Payne. Cameron Payne working against Ron Holland. Finds some space on the wing, puts up a 3. Nice shot by Cameron Payne. Dude, Payne is confident. Playing with a lot of confidence right now. Here's Tobias, drives the lane, kicks it out to Herter, back to Tobias. He's going to get double teamed now. Tobias dumps it down. Stewart tosses it up and in. Cameron Payne, another step back 3. That one is short. Herter, the rebound. Here come the Detroit Pistons. 40 seconds to go here in the first. Herter again. This time getting guarded tightly by Edwards. Nice coverage there. Here's Tobias down in the post. Tobias going to turn and spin. Here is Jenkins back to Tobias. Puts up a corner 3 and hits it. Sixers just do not know how to guard the three-point line, man. They really don't. It's as simple as that. Time for one more. Here is Cameron Payne dribbling, driving the lane against 2, and he is fouled by Isaiah Stewart. Takes the hard contact. Stewart didn't like the call. It's going to be, I guess, his first. Duren has 2 fouls. Stewart has 1. And Cameron Payne is going to go to the stripe for a pair. I knew we were getting Lowry minutes tonight. Detroit Pistons, 22.3 fouls per game, which is the most in the league. They also allow the most free throws attempted per game. Tobias not given enough credit for how big, nimble, and skilled he is. Stop it, Vincent. Stop it, bro. Doesn't use his skills to his advantage. He's a good person, but he's just a decent player. That's what he is. He's not the guy. He's not a max player. I can't be mad at him, you know, for a max contract. But anyway, just I was wondering what the Pistons fans thought about Tobias. But anyway, we have officially hit the end of the first quarter. And you know what that means? It is time for our favorite segment, Sixer Scholars Trivia, presented by our great friends at National University. Check out all of their online flexible career and degree curriculums down below by hitting our link. All right, man, you know the drill. Only one guess is permitted. If you guess more than once, you are banned from Sixers Trivia. I will say the question first, and then I will put it in the chat. This is worth 3 bonus points. So this is the biggest question of the season so far. Let's see who can get it. All right, here we go. The question is, how many players have played more than 1,000 regular season games for the Sixers franchise in NBA history? How many players have played more than 1,000 regular season games for the Sixers in Sixers franchise in NBA franchise history? Better get your guesses in quick. No time to look it up because someone's going to take your guess. Give you guys like 15, 20 more seconds maybe. How many players have played more than 1,000 games for the Sixers franchise in NBA history? All right. Shall we go back? Let's do it. All right, ladies and gentlemen. The question was, how many players have played more than 1,000 regular season games for the Sixers franchise in NBA history? I see a lot of different guesses across the board. The correct answer is 1. 1 is the correct answer. And the first person to get it is VDant in the chat.
He's on fire!
VDant, congratulations. Thank you all for playing Sixer Scholars Trivia. More 3-point bonus questions coming up this week. Big time for VDant. The only player to ever do it is Hal Greer, and he played a long time ago. How many players have played more than 1,000 regular season games for the Sixers in NBA history? The answer is 1, and it is Hal Greer. VDant now jumps from 4 points up to 7. He is now in 4th place behind Lou World at 9, Bird Gang and Cable both tied for 8, and then it is VDant sitting at 4th on the leaderboard. V, congratulations, man. Thank you all for playing. Let's go. Let's go. Lou World says, fine with me as long as it's not Cable or Bird Gang. Lou World's still holding on to the lead. Here's Trendon Watford going to drive and kick out the Quentin Grimes back to Trendon. Trendon Watford with the ball. 4 on the shot clock. He's going to dribble and drive. Floats it up behind the backboard. Missed it. Barlow picks it up. The Pistons have it. And they call a shot clock violation. Appreciate y'all being in the chat. 300 people in here. Get us to 200 likes. We are almost there. Yeah, only one player, man, which is crazy. It just goes to show the longevity factor, right? Think about how many games, you know, it is 1,000. How many seasons, right? Isaiah Stewart fouled by Kyle Lowry and won. What a terrible foul by Kyle Lowry. What was that, dude? What was that? What are we doing? He says nobody's safe yet to win this season. That's a fact. We got a great trivia race going on right now. Stewart going to knock down at the line. It is a 3-point play, and the Pistons have a 12-point gap. Here's Cameron Payne going to find Trendon Watford. Now he's going to spin out of the post, kicks it out. Barlow for 3. Cha-ching! Sixers keeping themselves in it. What did I say it in the pregame show? I said they'd keep it like a 9-point game, right, until halftime. That's what it is right now. Here is Kevin Huerter for 3, and he's going to answer right back. Jeez, man. Also, shout out to the Prime broadcast, man. Very crispy and very clear. I like the Prime broadcast. Watford out to Barlow. Barlow moving. Threw the ball off his left toe. So not a good turnover for Philly. It's a 12-point game. Here is Cade up top. In for the Pistons is number 31, Javonte Green. Cade going to kick to the corner. Here is Huerter for 3 and drills it again. Death taxes and Kevin Huerter cooking the 76ers, man. Grimes at the top finds Watford. Here's Quentin Grimes against Cade. Grimes going to find Watford. Watford going to post up Kevin Huerter. Watford had it poked away. Here come the Detroit Pistons. Up the floor is Holland. He bangs Grimes out of the way, and he gets a foul and 1. Grimes, actually, I'm sorry, that was Cameron Payne. Got hit out of the way. Dang, man. Wasn't Javonte Green on the Sixers at one point, too? Probably was. Right? Maybe not. Yeah, no, he wasn't. I thought he was. Nurse wants to challenge that, which, yeah, I think that's a good challenge, honestly. Shout out to everybody in the live chat, man. Thank you all for being here. A couple minutes into the second. It is the Sixers Game Day live show presented by National University. Powered by the Prize Picks app. Genuinely never thought I'd see Payne and Lowry on the court on the same team together. Well, it's a first for everybody, man. Busy B says Tony Brothers needs to retire. I honestly thought that was a charge right off the rip. I don't know how they called that a blocking foul, but they did, and they're probably going to reverse it. So that's where we're at. We shall see. Vincent says, I always thought we had Green on the Summer League. I feel like we did. The name sounds very familiar to me. Feels very familiar. Make sure you guys click that link tree in the live chat. Follow us on all platforms so you don't miss any coverage. We need 37 more likes. Get us up to 200 so we can keep it growing and going through the algorithm, man. Let's go. Pistons just have a lot of guys, man. Like, nobody's really taking over the game. Cade is 3 of 4, 8 points and 6 dimes and 2 steals. But like I said, the Pistons are kind of just sleepwalking right now. They're not even really trying that much, if I'm being honest. Tough time to be a Sixers fan right now, I'll tell you that. No Embiid, no Oubre, no Maxey, no Paul George, no Bona, no Drummond tonight. What are the odds that Drummond just went up to Nurse today and was like, listen, man, I'm not playing anymore. Don't play me. I'm out. I have back spasms. My back hurts. I'm just going to chill, eat a cheesesteak before the game, and then I'm just going to relax. Campaign takes a clear elbow right to the chin. And it will be a successful challenge. The Sixers win it, and Cameron Payne is out for revenge, but he turns the ball over. Javonte Green with a sick behind-the-back pass, a tap to Cade, back to Holland, and an alley-oop, which looked way too easy. Here's Cameron Payne, has nowhere to go. Going to find Quentin Grimes. Grimes against Herter. He turns it over. Here come the Detroit Pistons, now turning on the Jets. Cade over to Javonte Green, finds Herter, the pump fake, the sidestep. Herter again for 3, can't get it. Holland, the offensive rebound. Herter has it again, dumps it up to Green. Green wide open for 3. He missed it. Couple wide open threes missed by Detroit. Here is Quentin Grimes backing down Green. Turns it over almost again. Did not, though. Barlow picked it up. Here's Cameron Payne. Payne going to shoot a wide corner 3. Somehow got it to go. He was pretty much behind the basket. But Cameron Payne letting it fly again. Cameron Payne is now up to 9 points off the bench. Maybe he's turned the corner. I said he'd have 8 points tonight. He's already beat that total. Pistons chuck a 3, and it goes on top of the backboard. It's a turnover. And it is back to the 76ers. Busy B says this is a disaster for Quentin Grimes. Here is Marjan Beauchamp in for the first time. Kyle Lowry has seated himself on the pine. Here are the Sixers. Beauchamp, the floater, gets it to go. Beauchamp's looked okay. He's looked all right. Former first-round pick, Marjan Beauchamp, for for the Milwaukee Bucks. Here are the 76ers guarding Ron Holland, and they're not. Cameron Payne gets beat to the rim. So the Detroit Pistons lead it back by 14 now. Holland with 9 in the game. Holland was definitely very unpolished, starting to come around as a player. Cameron Payne almost just spun him around, though. Here's Watford, kicks it out to Beauchamp. He puts up a 3. That one does not go. Here come the Detroit Pistons now. Cade with the rock. Cade down low to Stewart. Stewart was shoved by Barlow, and he couldn't get to the ball. No whistle, though. So it's going to be back to the 76ers. Watford to Grimes. Grimes coming around a screen. Finds Watford, the pump fake. Watford dribble, crossover, drive, kick out to Barlow. Barlow to Grimes. Grimes going to chuck a 3. It's short. Gets his own rebound. Puts up a reverse lay. Had it blocked. And then Terry was fouled by Stewart. I don't have anything left to say about Quentin Grimes, man. I really don't. Best of luck in the future. And that's all I can say. I don't want to just roast Quentin Grimes, but there's just not anything left for me to say about Quentin Grimes. Thought he was awesome last season. And I feel like this offseason, his prior agency got in his head a little bit, and he just does not look like the same player. Wow, we had a behind-the-back dish to Isaiah Stewart as I was talking, and he flushes down a two-handed slam. Edgecombe kicks it out to Beauchamp. Beauchamp against Herter. He drives and spins, and we had a 3-second violation. So now we got Grimes going to the line. Wait, did they give Beauchamp that bucket? They did. I didn't know that was an and one. They really gave him that bucket? That's crazy, man. I didn't even know that. Anyway, Grimes is going to make the free throw. Here are the Sixers now. Watford going to chuck up a 3. That's way short. Pistons have it. Here is Denise Jenkins, guarded by Trendon Watford. He crosses over and drives to the lane, goes up and lays it in. Man, Pistons are they're resilient, man. They are. Here's Quentin Grimes, guarded by Jenkins, finds Barlow. Barlow at the elbow, pulls up and hits the jumper. 6:20 to go here in the second quarter. We have Jalen Duren back in the game now with his 2 fouls. He's got 5 points and 4 boards. He drives the lane, floats it up, missed it. Gets his own rebound, though. The Sixers they're not even going for rebounds tonight. Jenkins drives and kicks. Javonte Green, 1 dribble, pull up 3. Too much on it. Pistons get it back, and Duren with another offensive board, and he clears it for a bucket. So the lead has consistently been at about 14 points now. Here's VJ driving down the lane, goes all the way up and in, and he is fouled by Duren. Nice take by VJ Edgecombe. $2 Super Chat Philly for Life says Beauchamp may be better than Quint Shot Chuck Grimes. Yeah, I mean, I don't even want to talk about Grimes, man. It is what it is, man. It's crazy. It's crazy. Ladies and gentlemen, we are at 170 on the like button. Can we get to 200? 333 people in here. Do me a favor, go down below, like the show, subscribe to the channel. We do it every single game. Pre-game, live game, and post-game coverage, all combined into one. Thank you for being here. This is what happens when you want to stay below the tax threshold. Yep, exactly. I agree. I agree. VJ going to knock down at the line. VJ Edgecombe, 2 of 2. Here is Sasser, Robinson, Green, fouled and 1. He gets fouled on a 3. He gets fouled on a 3. You know what's crazy too? Like the Sixers did offer Grimes like a 4-year deal from my understanding. They offered Grimes at like, I think it was like 8 to 10 million a year. I said I thought they were going to go to like 16. He wanted 25. So they were way off. And then he just took a 1-year qualifying deal to try to boost his value for this next year's free agency, but he's kind of cooking his own value right now. Here's Justin Edwards going to find Quentin Grimes. Grimes around a screen. He drives downhill all the way, lays it up, and 1. Quentin Grimes. Yes, sir. And 1. Let's go. B-Ball Paul plays for the Pistons. I didn't know, says William. Shout out to my dude B-Ball Paul, man. Out the mud, baby. Out the mud. Grimes going to miss the free throw on the second one. It was 1 of 2 at the line. Here's our guy B-Ball Paul in the game. Shout out B-Ball. There's a step back 3 from Sasser. It's short. Sixers have it. Quentin Grimes up the floor. Grimes against 2. He drives past Tobias, goes all the way up and in. Quentin Grimes with the left hand. Okay, Grimes, I see you. I see you. There's Jenkins to Tobias. Tobias was wide open, didn't take the shot. Now he's posting up Grimes. Tobias backing him down, trying to get busy. Tobias turns, spins, fades, misses. Barlow taps it out of bounds. No communication with Grimes, and it'll stay with Detroit. 14 on the shot clock. Jenkins going to inbound to Tobias. Tobias finds Robinson. Here's B-Ball Paul. Paul Reed against Dominic Barlow. Paul Reed going to find Duncan Robinson at the top, guarded by Quentin Grimes. The left hand, the drive, the kick. Here's Jenkins, deep 3. Can't get it at the buzzer. Here come the 76ers now. Beauchamp in stride up the floor and hits a 3. Nice shot by Marjon Beauchamp. So now it's a 9-point game. Sixers bring it back within 10. Here is Sasser. Sasser going to find Jenkins. Jenkins inside. Tried to bounce it to Reed, and he threw it away. JB Bickerstaff is not happy with his Detroit Pistons right now. Sixers are coming back. Here's Justin Edwards, drives, kicks it baseline. Barlow the slam. It's a 7-point game. Woo!
He's on fire.
Are the Sixers actually playing basketball? Are the Sixers playing basketball? Look, we already know they're going to lose the game, but they're scrapping right now, man. They're scrapping. They are on fire. Drop the fires in the chat. Get us to 200 likes. Speaking of fires, man, I got to tell you about the most fire college in the game. Shout out to our great partners over at National University. Ladies and gentlemen, if you have not checked out National University yet, what are you doing? You want to go back to school? You want a way to get that next degree, level up? Maybe you're taking care of a family, you're working 2 jobs, you don't feel like you have that energy. Well, no need to worry anymore. National University is perfect for you. They offer 4 and 8 week online classes designed to help you balance work life and school. You get to start sooner and finish faster. NU is one of the largest private nonprofit universities in the U.S., 50,000 plus students, 150 degree programs, and a 50-year history of innovative learning and support models for working and non-traditional students. Right now, for a limited time, NU is offering the Year of You scholarship that you can apply for until the end of March. So just a couple weeks left. And if you are accepted, this will grant students up to $6,000 annually towards a bachelor's or master's degree. They offer the most comprehensive degree program options in the U.S. for working and non-traditional students. So once again, check them out. Click our link down in the chat or the description of this stream and check out all their online flexible schooling programs at nationaluniversity.com, where you can juggle school with everything else life has to offer. Ladies and gentlemen, Sixers might be schooling the Pistons right now. I can't believe what I'm saying. Is this real life? Is this real life? Sixers are outscoring the Pistons in the second quarter. Is this real life? Is this happening? Is this happening?
He's on fire!
Let's go.
They're scrapping, baby. They're scrapping. Let's go, man. Let's go, man. Can they do it? Let's go, man. $5 super chat, Philly for life. Says, we all know we're going to lose, but besides Q. We're playing great team basketball. Beauchamp, VJ, Bari, Belo, and Pain Train are what I would go with. I'm not mad at that. I like Jabari Walker, man. I really do. Cameron Payne is playing with confidence. You're exactly right, Philly. And honestly, man, Beauchamp is not looking too bad. Not looking too shabby right now. Shout out to Marjan Beauchamp. He's working on his three ball, that's for sure. Didn't come out of college with a great shot, but he's playing well. There's Duncan Robinson. Robinson puts up a three, and he drills it. Pistons leading by 10. 3:25 to go here in the second. Here's Justin Edwards going to find Marjan Beauchamp. Quentin Grimes catch and shoot three, and it's off the mark, runs all the way out of bounds, and the Sixers can't track it. Here is Cade Cunningham at the top. He's going to spin, drive, and kick. Sasser to Robinson. Here's Cade. Cade going downhill. Finds B-ball Paul. Goes up and in. Pistons trying to put their foot down. They don't want to let it be had right now. Sixers are fighting, though. I like it. VJ drives, kicks. Edwards. Edwards. VJ. Let's go, VJ. See the floor. Manipulate the defense. Here's VJ. Gets the switch on Tobias. He's going to step back for three. No good. Edwards taps it in. Let's go. Make it hard on these boys, man. Edwards steals it away from Cade and slams it down again.
He's on fire!
Woo! Jay Edwards. Sasser dribbling in. Steps back. Paul Reed going to cross over, find a backdoor cut to Tobias, throws it off the backboard. Sixers have it. 8-point game. VJ dribbling, driving, out to the corner, and he's fouled. Are we cooking, man? Are we cooking, man? Holy smokes, bro. Grimes against two. Here's a three ball from VJ, and that one is off. Here are the Detroit Pistons. Cade going to drive, step back. Cade puts up a mid-range, can't get it. Here come the 76ers. Grimes. Beauchamp drives and lays it in. Let's go. 6-point game, man. 6 points. Not getting my hopes up, but I'm having fun watching this game, man. Cade. Sixers steal it away again. Unbelievable. Grimes, Beauchamp, corner 3. No good. Grimes, the offensive rebound. Let's go, man. Let's punk these boys. Grimes against Tobias. Drive, steps back, mid-range, hits it. Let's go, man. Dude, let's go, bro. Paul Reed to Cade. Cade into Paul Reed. Threw it away. Sixers have it again. Grimes going all the way. Free lane. Blocked by Cade at the rim. Come on, Grimes. Had a 2-on-1. He didn't pass the ball. Tobias on the other end. Fouled and won. Thanks a lot, Grimes. Thanks, Grimes. Thanks a lot, Grimes. 15 seconds to go here in the second. 7-point game. Pistons lead it. Here's Grimes, the crossover, the drive, the kick. Through the hands of VJ Edgecombe. Here's Duncan Robinson up the floor. Robinson going to spin, turn, one bounce to Reed. Reed the reverse lay, got it at the buzzer. Did he get it off? I think he did. Yeah, he got it off, man. Shout out to Paul, man. B-ball Paul, nice bucket. It is crazy how, like, second quarter was 33-33. Welcome into the halftime live portion here of the Sixers Game Day Live show. Definitely not how I expected it to go. But you know what's funny, man? I mean, just call me a freaking, call me a mind reader at this point, bro. Call me Crystal Ball RB. Call me a freaking, excuse me, call me a psychic, man. It's crazy because at the beginning of this show, in the pregame show, I said, yeah, Pistons are going to sleepwalk through the first half. It's going to be a 9-point game at halftime. And then they're going to really turn the Jets on in the third and fourth quarter. So it is now a 9-point game at halftime, just as I predicted. And the Pistons were sleepwalking in the first half. But it still feels like they can just put it on whenever they want to, you know? I feel like Grimes kind of screwed up the momentum there. Sixers had a couple-minute run there at the end of the first half where literally everybody was contributing. There was like 5 possessions in a row with a steal. And then Grimes had a 2-on-1 and he took it himself and got blocked. It was a 17-5 run for the Sixers. They were absolutely dominating. And you could see the Pistons, you know, like every possession, they're just throwing the ball away, and looked like the Sixers were pressing and they were really forcing, you know, turnovers. And I thought that was good. But after Grimes turned it over on that 2-on-1, that kind of did it. And then the Pistons come back and they hit a couple shots to end the quarter. Yeah. I thought Justin Edwards was fantastic at the end of that first half. Edwards finished the first half with 6 points, 4 boards, 4 assists, and 4 steals. Shout out to Justin Edwards, man. See, Justin Edwards is one of those players that, like, on other teams, man, he would be getting minutes, to be honest. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm not going to go too deep into the analysis here of this game, but as we always do at halftime, go ahead and give me one word in the chat to describe this game. How do you feel about it? How would you sum up this game in a nutshell in one word? I guess my word would be I don't know. Courageous, maybe. I would say courageous or, confident. Like, the Sixers are playing confident. Yeah. I would say courageous. They're playing like they're still a solid team and they have their guys on the floor. Even without everybody on the floor, they're at least giving effort and they're trying. So that's all I can ask for, really. What else do you want me to say? They're trying. Is there anything I really want to talk about in this first half? I mean, it's cool. It's fun. We know the Sixers are probably going to lose the game regardless. Sixers had 15 second chance points compared to 5 for Detroit. They had 32 in the paint compared to 34 for Detroit. 13 on the fast break compared to 14 for Detroit. 7 steals. Both teams had 18 rebounds. Pistons had 10 turnovers, but the Sixers shot 5 of 20 from long range, 25%. Pistons shot 42% from 3, 8 of 19. So that's the difference right there. Even with, the fun, energetic steals and slams and, Edwards steals an inbounds pass, and VJ, I thought was playing decent, even though he went 1 of 8. I thought he was actually moving the ball well. Beauchamp, 10 points off the bench, by the way. Shout out to Marjon Beauchamp. And Cam Payne had 9. Jabari had 7. This is going to sound annoying to you guys, but it's hard for me to care. You know what I mean? It was cool. It was fun. It was courageous, but who cares? Does this move the needle at all? No. Yeah, we'll see what happens in the second half. Give me a word in the chat to describe this game. Let's see. Hustle, optimism, effort, combative, fun-ish, competing, assertive, average, valiant, effort. Busy B says, go with Bam on the under tonight on Prize Picks. Yeah, go to Prize Picks. By the way, shout out to Prize Picks, man, for partnering with the show. Go to Prize Picks, and I said pick all the mores for Detroit. Pick all the lesses for Bam. He's probably not going to have another historic night. He's probably gassed and winded from last game, doing it without Hero and Norman Powell. So, yeah. My first half analysis, guys. Great words in the chat. Thank you to all the members, the mods, everybody being here. By the way, we did hit 200 likes. Drop the yes, sirs. Let's go. Yes. Let's go. Chat showing up, baby. Yes, sir. Wake them up. Neighbors probably thought they weren't going to hear anything tonight if they're Sixers fans, but they're hearing it. Shout out to the chat. Y'all are amazing. Get us to 300 likes. And thank you for being a part of this every game. Yeah, I like the way that the ball is moving. I like how everybody's touching it. I like how they're actually going up for second chance points. Now, again, Duran had 3 personals in 8 minutes, so I do feel like that kind of impacted the game. Also, Isaiah Stewart had 2, so they had to bring in Paul Reed. The Pistons bench was on fire. Duncan Robinson hitting shots. Kevin Huerter hitting shots. It's crazy how I predicted this first half to a T. I said it would be a 9-point game at halftime and the Pistons would kind of be sleepwalking. So that is exactly what has happened. I think the Sixers will come out and kind of disappear in the third, unfortunately. And I think the Pistons will go on like a 20-2 run and then they'll put it away. I hate to sound this way, but it's just true. You know, you're without your players and you don't have your guys on the floor, you know, so what are you supposed to do? But definitely an inspiring first half. It was fun to watch. It was a lot more tolerable than I thought it would be. But like I said, the Pistons have been kind of wavering lately a bit. They don't really look like the same team lately. Cade Cunningham had 8 points in the first half. Last thing I'll say before we get to the third quarter, before we get to the break. Why don't the Sixers play like this when they have all their guys on the floor? They did for a couple weeks there. Why can't we see this level of effort every night? Is this Nick Nurse doing anything? Or is this the young players stepping up and saying, you know what? We're going to show why we should be playing. We're going to play for opportunities. That's what I think it is. You know, I'm watching Justin Edwards, who didn't play for like 20 games straight, just continue to impact the game. Great first half out of Justin Edwards. He's a guy that can play. And I think this goes back to what Jared McCain said a couple days ago to the Thunder media. He said, you know, you just sometimes didn't know when I was going to play or not. You know, like short stints and short spurts around great players. Like I need time to build up momentum, which is something that I've said for years with Isaiah Joe and, you know, every other bench player that doesn't work out here. You have to give them time to work, you know. Justin Edwards at the beginning of the season had like a 5-game leash, and once he didn't play well, he was gone. He was out of the rotation. So I think these guys are just playing extra hard because they want to show that they deserve opportunity. Almost the same way that Quentin Grimes played last season with all of the G League players. Those are my thoughts, though. Yeah, see what happens in the second half, man. No centers. But I like the way that they're playing. Beer Batter Gummy Shark says, feed Terry Johnson the ball, green light him, null or nothing. Shout out Cameron Payne, man. 9 points off the bench. All right. 330 people in the chat. Get us to 300 likes. Drop those emojis. Drop the fires. Thank y'all for being here. We will be back in just a couple moments, and we will get ready for the second half coming up on Amazon Prime Video. It is a 9-point game. It is within reach, I guess, technically, right? Do you guys think the Sixers have any chance of winning this game? Do you think the Sixers have any chance of winning? Busy Bee says we're about to find out in the third quarter. Rachel Tice, long time no see. What's up, Rachel? Beer Battered Gummy says Lowry owns 0 minutes. I don't even know why he played Kyle for 4 minutes. He literally had zeros across the board. His only stat recorded was a personal foul, and he was a -10 in 4 minutes. Why did he play Kyle Lowry before Marjon Beauchamp? I feel like Nurse is just trolling at this point, man. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, don't go anywhere. We'll be back in just a moment. Second half coming up on the Sixers Game Day live show. Once again, shout out to everybody in the chat. See if the Sixers can pull off the upset of the century. Be right back. right, ladies and gentlemen, we are right back here on the Game Day Live show as VJ Edgecombe starts it off with a turnover. That is how the third quarter begins. Sixers down by 9 going into the second half. We've played a pretty good game overall, but can they keep it up? We will see. Once again, welcome into the Game Day Live show presented by National University. Here's Tobias Harris going to find Marcus Sasser pops out for 3. Can't get it to go. Duran trying to fight down the rebound and could not get it in time. Just a reminder, if you guys have not yet, please hit the thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. We're on the road to 53,000. We do NBA coverage every day. We'll be streaming a ton of playoff games. Here's Justin Edwards dribbling, crossover, step back. Edwards going to find Watford. Watford turning the corner against Cade. He drives, floats it up, airballed it. He airballed a floater from 4 feet. Tobias oops it up, and Duran hammers it down. Hung on the rim with one hand, by the way. Are you kidding me, bro? Did he really just do that? Did he really do that? Grimes contested 3 and hits it. Nice shot for Grimes. Beer Batter Gummy Sharks, the Sixers should be staying on the court at halftime doing layups and shooting around. Duran against Barlow. He drives, goes up, in, fouled, and one. Tough assignment for Barlow tonight, going up against a bigger, girthier 5 that he's not really used to. Let's go, chat. How are you guys feeling, man? What's up, everybody? Free throw going to be good for Duran. It is an 11-point game. There's Quentin Grimes driving and falls down and turns the ball over. Dude, Quentin Grimes, he's looking like the Adem Bona of point guards right now. Like, he just runs a million miles an hour and then falls down and loses the ball. Now he gets it back. Here's Quentin Grimes again, 74-63. Watford turns the corner against Tobias. He drives, kicks out to Barlow, and it was poked away by Detroit. Sixers down by 11. Here's VJ Edgecombe. Going to drive and spin. Lost the ball as well. Picks it back up now. 4 on the shot clock. Has to do something. He's 1 of 8 from the field. VJ steps back and can't get the tough jumper off the balance. Cade behind the back. Dish. Tobias slams it with one hand. Here's Quentin Grimes coming around a screen. Working against Tobias. Drives into the paint and he was fouled. Got a foul, I believe, on Duncan Robinson. Here's Quentin Grimes again with the rock. He switches on to Robinson. Drives with the left hand. Goes all the way downhill. Kicks out to Barlow. Barlow, corner 3. It is short. Cade up the floor to Duncan Robinson. Robinson at the top. He turns the corner. Drives. Left-handed layup. And nobody there to defend him. And Nurse is frustrated. Throws his hands up in the air. It is now a 15-point game. Just like I said, guys. 9-3 run for Detroit. $2 Super Chat Philly for Life says, it's Duran, Bully, Barlow time, RB. They will use size now. As they should. I expect them to do that. Like I said, it's only a matter of time before the Pistons really turn on the Jets. But like I said, Sixers doing what they can. Duran was in foul trouble in the first half. And that's where we're at. You know what? Let's do something we haven't done in a while. See who the diehards are and where they're at. Get the chat stimulated a little bit. Let's go MVP of the chat, man. 30, 60 seconds on the clock. So you can comment the most in the live chat. Get us going. See those emojis. Let's see something in the chat. Tap in, baby. give a few shout outs to the MVPs of the chat, man. Get it going in the algo, baby. Once again, make sure you guys click that link tree and follow us everywhere. I know some of you may just be tuning in for the first time, or maybe you've only been here a handful of times, but we do this coverage on all platforms. We're trying to change the game a little bit and continue to grow. So if you do enjoy this content, thank you very much. Make sure you all hit the thumbs up on this stream. Subscribe to our channel. Tell a friend, tell a family member, tell a neighbor's next door neighbor about the show. Send it in your group chat. Why not? See my guy Dom Boyle dropping the RB emojis in the chat. What's up, Dom? Busy B, Philly, all MVPs, of course. Got Mr. Scum in here. What's up, Mr. Scum? What else we got? Go Birds 76ers. What's up? Who's been here all season long, man? I know we've had some people early in the season that kind of dropped off now that the Sixers are being unwatchable. Who's been here all year long, man? Let's go, man. Let's go. Shouts to the MVPs. Let's go. Appreciate y'all, man. Keep us going. Keep us going. We got Evil in the chat. What else we got up in here, man? Abraham, what's going on? Kandisha, what's up? Saltwater, what's up? Scum says, I'm here in game 62. Let's go, man. David says, I just appreciate you doing your job, man, so I can listen to the game. Thank you, man. Welcome. Welcome. Yeah, 62 is crazy. This is game 66. It's crazy, man. We got 16 games left. I've been doing this for 6 years, man. These seasons are going fast now. Last season did feel like a drag, I'm not going to lie, with the way the games were going, but I want to get back to those playoff Sixers streams, man. You know, if you know, you know. Those were fun, even though they were hella stressful. I remember the last time the Sixers were in the playoffs against the New York Knicks a couple years ago, our channel was going viral, man. We were getting put on like TV stations against the New York Knicks. It was crazy. It was wild. $2 super chat. Philly for life says all effing season, baby, through the ups and downs. Let's go, baby. Let's go. Philly for life, my guy. Appreciate you, man. Here's the inbound to Jabari Walker. Finds Beauchamp. Beauchamp turns the corner, drives, lays it up around the cylinder, and it falls through. Sixers wanted some type of review. I don't know what they were looking at, but nonetheless, they make it a 13-point game. 8:30 to go here in the third. Tobias at the top, guarded by VJ Edgecombe. 10 on the shot clock. Tobias going to find Duran. Duran dribbling and driving against two. Pushes Walker out of the way. Literally sends him to the hardwood. No whistle. And Duran has an easy bucket. That is a grown man bucket, if I've ever seen one. Here's Quentin Grimes. Takes it, drives down the lane. Nice dump off. Walker there to lay it in. Tobias nowhere to be found. 7:50 to go here in the third. Duran hands it off to Duncan Robinson. Robinson downhill, goes up, draws contact. No whistle, surprisingly. I feel like the referees are like, yeah, we're good. We're good. Here's VJ Edgecombe, though. Edgecombe. Oh! Broke Robinson's ankles. Grimes for three. Short. Yo, he really broke that man's ankles, though. I see you, Vij. Let's go, bro. Three ball from Sasser. He missed it. Pistons get it back. Offensive rebound. Three from Robinson. Wide open. And he hits it. So he gets his revenge right away. I can just see these things coming, man. Cameron Payne around a screen. Sifts through the defense. Goes up. Nice bucket from Cameron Payne in traffic. 14-point gap now. Sasser to Robinson. Robinson to Cade. Cade drives. Alley-oop to Duren, and he's just kind of embarrassing this team right now. I'm like, wait, is Barlow even on the floor, bro? Payne for 3. Short. Did Barlow even start the quarter? Here come the Detroit Pistons. Cade with the left hand, going to step back, crossover, had it poked away by Beauchamp. Duncan Robinson going to find Jalen Duren. Now Cade Cunningham. Cade kicks it out to Robinson. Robinson a 3 and drills it. And all of a sudden, it is a 19-point game here in the third. Walker almost had it stolen away. Payne gets it back. Here's VJ. VJ for 3. Left it a tad short halfway through the third. Here come the Pistons again. Right down the alleyway. No whistle. Beauchamp has it. Beauchamp for 3. Missed it. Did Barlow start this quarter, guys? I didn't even notice at the beginning. I don't know why Nurse always goes away from Dominic Barlow late in the game. Tobias backdoor cut, lays it in. Nurse, timeout would be pretty nice, man. Grimes against Tobias, one-on-one with the left hand, drives all the way, and he was big-bodied by Duren, knocked into him, sent him to the ground. $2 Super Chat Philly for Life says the kid can play RB. If Bay ain't proved that, I don't know. I mean, yeah, he can. You know, I feel like we do that a lot with these players, but no, I mean, dang, Cade has led the Pistons in assists in each of the last 35 games. That's crazy. But yeah, man, I feel like all these guys, right? Like Beauchamp, Edwards should have been getting more minutes earlier in the season. All of these guys can play, right? But they just need the opportunity. You know, Philly? They need this they need opportunity to prove themselves more than 5 games, you know? Justin Edwards and Isaiah Joe, and, you know, we can go down the whole rabbit hole, but like, I feel like Beauchamp on the Celtics would become a player, you know? They just need opportunity. $2 Super Chat Philly for Life. Thank you so much, man. As Grimes knocks down the second free throw, Philly says, wow, RB called this game to a T. Was a game until now. It's crazy how much I know this team, bro. This game is going exactly how I expected it to go. Literally called it. Javonte Green corner 3 and hits it. Pistons lead by 23. Grimes drives and kicks. Here's Cameron Payne going baseline, floats it up, and knocks it down. 21-point game. Sixers trying to hold on for dear life. Dalen Terry is back in the game now. BJ Edgecombe is on the bench. Here's Cade Cunningham coming around a screen. And an illegal screen on Marcus Sasser. So it's going to be going the other way. 21-point game. Cameron Payne thought about a deep 3. Walker back to Payne. Payne against Stewart. Payne, deep 3. Off the back iron. Picked up by the Pistons. There's Stewart down low, and he's fouled by Cam Payne. Well, I've literally called this game to a T, man. Is what it is, bro. First one good from Isaiah Stewart. And Stewart going to knock down the second 23-point lead for the Pistons. Payne going to find Edwards. Edwards guarded by Kevin Huerter, who's now back in the game, as well as Javonte Green. Terry going to find Campaign. Payne drives the lane, floats it up, and left it a tad short. Here's Cade Cunningham. Pistons lead by 23. Cade going to cross over, step back, a triple. That one is a little bit short. Nice board by Justin Edwards. Barlow now back in the game. So a little bit of an interesting sequence with the rotations. Edwards around a screen, drives, 5-footer, misses the floater, gets his own rebound. Edwards goes up and lays it in. $2 super chat. Philly for life says, yeah, VJ had a rough game, RB. Green is fouled by Barlow on the other way. So Green going for 2 at the line now. Yeah, VJ had a rough game, RB. Don't care, though. No injuries. Yeah, I mean, VJ did. He's had a rough game, 1 of 10, but like you said, who cares, man? I mean, what is he supposed to do? What is he supposed to do, man? First one going to be good from Javonte Green. Is Bassey still around? I don't think so. I think he was on a 10-day and then it expired. RB, I have to apologize to you, man. You were right. Campaign is not no Jared McCain. He definitely is not. He had a nice game last game, but he's just another guy. Justin Edwards, crossover, dribble, step over. Edwards floats it up. Nice bucket for Justin Edwards, man. He's having a good game. I like the way Edwards is playing, man. Cade Cunningham around his screen. Cade, fake pass, now finds Stewart under the rim, gets double-teamed. That means somebody's open, and Stewart decides to run with the ball and steps out of bounds. So it's going to go back to the 76ers. 320 people in the chat, guys. Get us to 300 likes. Hit that thumbs up button. Hit that subscribe button. Thank you so much for being here. 3 minutes to go in the third quarter. Campaign accelerates downhill. Barlow missed a layup right at the rim. Dale and Terry just threw Ron Holland to the ground. That was a very scary play. The whole crowd reacted as if Dale and Terry punched him in the face. Cade comes over and whispers in his ear and laughing. The way the crowd reacted was absolutely ridiculous. They were acting like Terry punched him in the face. He was literally wrapping him up, trying not to let him shoot the and-one. But anyway, that's where we're at, guys. That is where we are at. $2 super chat. Philly for life says, been saying it all year. Edwards and Barry need more burn, RB. You have been saying it. You've been saying it all season long, and I agree with you, man. I agree. Gotta love it, man. Gotta love it, I guess. What is the third quarter tally right now? 28-16. I'll be honest with you guys, man. It's actually like really impressive, bro. It's actually almost like impressive how bad the Sixers can consistently be in a third quarter all season long. Like, it actually has been every game for the most part. I would say there's like maybe 4 or 5 games out of 65 where they have shown up in the third. But like, this has happened all season long. I wonder if like the coaches actually talk about, hey, can we make a third quarter adjustment? Like, I wonder if they even think it's a problem. What was your prediction? My prediction was that this would be a 9-point game at halftime. And then in the third, fourth quarter, the Pistons would separate and stop sleepwalking and just take it away. And so far, it's looking like I'm on the money, but we'll see. This game, I mean, if it goes the way I'm expecting in like 5 minutes, Pistons are going to go crazy here, and we'll see. How do we feel, Sixer Nation? How do we feel, chat? Have you given up on me yet? Because I'm trying to give you the best coverage that we can, man. We're all trying to sit through this. It's not fun, I'll tell you that. It's definitely not fun, bro. You called this a flagrant foul, bro. Are you serious? Are we for real, bro? Holland's going to make the free throw. I can't believe they called it a flagrant, dude. He knocks down both at the line. Busy says, at least we're past my original score prediction. That is true. Here's Cade Cunningham around a screen. Cade going to find Green down low. Green goes up, lays it, and batted away by the Sixers. Down by 23. Ooh, nice play by Terry behind the back. Drives in contact and got it to go with one hand. Tough finish for Dalen Terry. That's a nice bucket. Cade up top finds a backdoor cutter. Holland kicks it out to Green. Green in the corner finds Stewart. Stolen away. The Sixers couldn't even grab the steal. Goes back to Detroit. 3-ball Green and gets it to go. That was the craziest non-steal I've ever seen. It went through two guys' hands. They like tapped it to each other and then they tapped it back to Detroit. But yeah, this is exactly how I expected it to go, man. Campaign drives. Barlow. Lost it under the rim. Barlow wants a review. Is Nurse going to challenge it? Nurse is like mad. Like, what are you mad about, Nurse? What are you mad about, Nurse? They're not even going to challenge it. He's like, screw this. Never mind, he's going to challenge it. They're wiping up the floor, and Nurse is like, you know what? While you guys are wiping the floor, I'm just going to challenge it anyway. $350 people in the chat. Hit the thumbs up button. Get us to 300 likes right now. It is a 24-point game. Can the Sixers keep it remotely close, or will it get out of hand? Duncan Robinson is the leading scorer in the game. 19 points for Detroit. Philly says it was fun until the start of the third. Yeah. That is the case with most of the Sixers games. A lot of our regular diehard chatters have given up, but we still got some of the main diehards in here, man. Appreciate y'all. Like I said, though, let's see this again. Got fouled on the wrist, that's for sure. So the challenge will be successful. They're going to call the foul on Isaiah Stewart. So the Sixers use their second challenge. They have no more challenges, but they will get the ball back. I thought the foul was going to be on Javonte Green, but it's actually on Stewart. Nick Nurse, 74% successful overturn rate on challenges this season. There's Cameron Payne working against Green, drives and kicks Barlow right through the hands. Here come the Detroit Pistons. Javonte Green up top to Kevin Huerter. Dribbles, chucks a three, in and out. Stewart just went over the back by far. It's definitely a foul. Third foul on Stewart. Beer Battered says, my doom hot take, should have traded Grimes for a pick and somebody, paid Yabu $6 a year and kept Jared McCain. Yeah. Yabu was fun last year, but he had a really bad year this year. He's been with Chicago now. You got to give Nurse some credit, man. I'm not giving anybody credit right now, bro. To be honest with you, I'm mad at this organization. Nobody deserves credit because here we are in the same situation, man. This is what the organization is forcing people to watch on a nightly basis. So Terry going to knock down the second free throw. It is 102-79. 1.5 to play here in the third quarter. Jenkins to Stewart. Stewart to Huerter. Huerter up top. Finds Holland. Sixers running a zone defense now. I like how they always go to zone, like if it's like some innovative thing they're doing. Nice block by Beauchamp on the back end. Beauchamp blocks Jenkins, and here come the 76ers. Cameron Payne with the rock. Here's Justin Edwards. Edwards working, kicks it over to Barlow, 8 on the shot clock. Barlow dribbles, spins, kicks it out to Campaign. Now to Terry, under the rim, out to Edwards, sidestep for 3, and can't get it to fall. The Pistons have it. They lead it by 23. Here's Denise Jenkins at the top. Jenkins going to cross over and drive and kick over to Huerter, down low to Stewart. Nobody there, and Stewart lays it in. That's all the Pistons have to really do, man. All they have to do is just put it under the rim and lay it in. Simple as that. Stewart and Duran should just be feasting all night, really. They're just both in foul trouble. And yet the Pistons are still up by 25 points. Cameron Payne going to cross over, drive downhill, goes up, and he is fouled. 10 seconds to go here in the third. It is 104-79. Guys, we need 60 more likes. Come on, chat. Get us going, man. Can we get the 300, man? Let's have some fun with it. Let's have some fun as much as we can.
Let's go.
You guys have been great tonight in the chat. Thank you so much. Payne knocks down the first. Shout out to our moderators. Can we get some love for the mods and the members in the chat? Give them some MVPs, man. $5 Super Chat Philly for Life says there's not one person from ownership to coach who deserves a break. What is Boyd talking about? He's watching the same team I am, or what McRain is doing. That's a fact, bro. Philly for Life, appreciate you, bro. Yeah, it's a fact. Nobody deserves any credit right now, man. I'm so frustrated at this team. 2 seconds, step back, 3 ball. It's way short, blocked by Terry. So we go to the fourth quarter as a 23-point game. You know, Philly, I was saying this earlier. I don't know if you were here, but I think I am going to go live one of these days out of nowhere, like impromptu. And I think I'm just going to rant for like an hour straight. And whoever's here will be here, and whoever's not won't be. But my frustrations have boiled over so much for the last 2 seasons, and I just don't know what else to do, man. I'm trying to not trying to come on here every game and be super ultra negative, but I'm also not trying to just sit here and pretend that like this is incredible. Like, what am I supposed to do, you know? I say the same things every game. At this point, I'm here just trying to show up and give you guys the best analysis and coverage that I can. Sucks, man. The mods only have eyes for Oubre, no love for us. That's not fair. That's not fair. That's one specific channel member who's not even here anymore. I don't know what happened to her, but now the mods do an incredible job. Shout out to the mod squad, man. Shout out to the mods. Rob says another abysmal third quarter. Really don't blame the players. This is coaching in front office. Final score of the third quarter was 35-21. Dude, how does it happen every game, man? How does it happen every single game, man? Oh, God, bro. Wow. The Bills signed CJ Gardner-Johnson, bro? Damn. One-year deal, $6 million. Damn, I didn't even see that. And Jaquan Brisker went to Pittsburgh. Eagles are not going to have a safety, man. The Eagles are not going to have a safety. What in the world, bro? Anyway, guys, I'm trying my best here, man. RB, you're the real MVP. Thank you, man. Get over your obsession with Jared McCain. Jerry, shut up, bro. People like you are the problem, bro. Talking about Jared McCain and, oh, you guys are obsessed. No, we're talking facts, bro. As soon as they made that trade and didn't add anybody, the season went downhill. Simple as that. He's not even a point guard and can't play defense. You actually do not watch Jared McCain or basketball, bro. Sixers are better with campaign. You've lost your mind, bro. The fact that people like you can still come in here and not admit that you were wrong about the Jared McCain trade is comical, bro. The dude is absolutely cooking. Cooking, man. Gave up a guy on a great contract who was 20 years old. Come on, bro. Y'all have to be trolling. Y'all have to be Maury burners at this point, man. But that's the problem, man. Some of the people in this fan base will never hold the team accountable. They just want everybody to put on pom-poms and cheer and not act like what happened. Unfortunately. $2 Super Chat Philly for Life says 2 big losses, RB. I like Makuba. We need a second free safety. Yeah, we need a safety, man. First one good for Kevin Herter at the line. You're the one who's wrong about McCain. What have I been wrong about with McCain? He is absolutely cooking. He's one of the best bench players in the NBA. He has not missed a beat since going to OKC. Looked like a star in his rookie year. As soon as the Sixers traded him, the season went downhill. They ducked the tax. They didn't get anybody back. So where am I wrong with that statement? You are wrong, my guy. You need to check yourself and admit when you're wrong because you look delusional. Like the fact there, and it's not just him. There's a lot of people that are still arguing that. Like, you guys have lost your minds, bro. VJ for 3, it's short. Wow, what a bucket by Ron Holland, man. Pistons are getting strong right now. Here's a 3-ball from Beauchamp. That one's off the back rim. 17-point game. Pistons lead it. Herter down the lane, kicks it out. Jenkins dribbling, driving, kicks it. Herter. Here's a dump by Holland. It's stolen by Watford. Watford to Grimes. Grimes to VJ. VJ drives, lays it up and in. Here's Kevin Huerter, guarded by VJ Edgecombe. Huerter at the top, finds Holland. Holland dribbling, kicks it. Jenkins to Huerter. Huerter dribbling, driving. Huerter turns, spins, fades, blocked by Beauchamp. Nice hand at it. Beauchamp all the way. And he's fouled. And you know, it's the last thing I'll say. You know what's hilarious, guys, is like the weirdos that argue that the McCain trade wasn't bad. None of them have said that this was a good trade deadline. Ask them, is this a good trade deadline? Did the Sixers have a good trade deadline? The answer is no. The answer is no. Jerry, I'm not going to respond to you anymore. Jerry's a guy that comes on like every video. He comments a billion things, and he's been wrong for years. And you just don't understand, bro. Dalen Terry up the floor, behind the back, kicks it to Watford. Watford. Here is Marjon Beauchamp. Dalen Terry going to drive, spin, put it up. VJ Edgecombe lays it up and in. Jerry, you got to go, bro. You got to go. Here's Isaiah Stewart down low, floats it up, and he's fouled. Like I said, guys, if you're going to be an idiot and come in here and act like the truth is not the truth, then what's the point, bro? What's the point? Like, the proof is in the pudding, bro. We're literally watching it. We are literally watching it, bro. Again, it's not just about McCain. It's about not acquiring anybody at the deadline. VJ blocked at the rim. Huerter going to drive, down low, poked away. Green goes up, lays it in on the second chance. Terry goes all the way, tried to poster Stewart, and he came up short. Looked like he kicked Stewart in the process. But yeah, like I said, guys, I'll just continue to be right about it as we see the season plays out. Sixers ducked the tax at the deadline, and that's what happened. That's what happened, man. It's unfortunate. The biggest frustration is that they ducked the tax and didn't add to the team in any capacity. Grimes gets fouled, 8:40 to go. Philly says, obsession, bro. Kids playing like a 6 man of the year, historic stretch. What are people not seeing? They don't watch the NBA, bro. They just want to put on Sixers pom-poms and, you know, that's what they do. I hate to say it, man. Like, it's the truth, bro. But I shouldn't even be reading the comments like that. But that guy, Jerry, he's insane, dude. He's been commenting on every video, like 10 paragraphs on every video for years, and he's been wrong so many times. It's just, I find it comical, bro, but it's all good, man. I respect everybody, but when you're wrong, you're wrong. You got to admit when you're wrong, and nobody has perfect takes.
Let's go.
We're all frustrated about the 76ers. Anybody that comes in and they're like, oh, no, we're fine. We're fine. No, we're not, bro. We're in a bad spot. And what the Sixers should have done is gotten their own first-round pick back if they didn't think the team was good enough. That's like GM 101 right there. Dude, Javonte Green is cooking, man. Holy crap. This guy keeps hitting. I keep seeing the same three from the corner, man. This guy does not miss. He literally does not miss. Grimes going to cross over, drive, dump back to Beauchamp. Beauchamp in the paint, floats it up and lays it in. 25-point game. I just don't understand, if you were going to duck the tax and you didn't think your team was good enough, why not get your own first pack? Thunder get richer. Here's a three from Holland. Can't get it to fall. 7:45 to play. Here's Quentin Grimes coming up the floor. Grimes going to drive and spin. Here is Tyrese Martin for the first time. Walker crossover. Lost it, and the Pistons have it. Jenkins all the way, lays it in on the break. Well, Sixers just going through the motions now. Grimes in traffic, lays it in. He's on the ground. 25-point game. $5 super chat. AP says Philly, I think this year is worse than last year. The trade, Paul George, injuries, and what they're going to lose in this draft. Oh, yeah, you're 100% right, man. At least last year they were trying to tank to get that top 7 pick, and they got VJ. Now, I mean, they're most likely going to end up with just a pick in the mid-20s. And all their guys are a year older and more hurt. Stewart lays it in. The Sixers have given up, man. Yeah, Dom, he comments on literally every piece, acting like he's the smartest person ever, but he's insane. He's one of those people there's no reason to argue with him, man. But anyway, we got him up out of here. Chad, how are we feeling, man? How are we feeling, man? 300 plus in the chat. Thank you for being here on a Thursday night, third game of a 5-game week. Yeah, I think this year is definitely worse, man. For sure. Got to sit through it, though, man. We don't go anywhere. We don't shy away. We battle through it every single game, even though it is very, very frustrating right now, man. Let me know if you guys are hanging in the chat. Drop a fire in here. Let me know you're here. Before we finish off this final stretch, one more shout out to our great partners of the show over at National University. Ladies and gentlemen, if you have not checked out National University, now is the time to do so. Nearly 70% of college students today are working while in school. A lot of people going back to school, getting that next degree, getting more education. People are not pressing pause on their life to learn. They're doing it at the same time. National University gets that more than anybody, so you do not have to choose between school and life. NU offers the most comprehensive degree and program options in the U.S. for working and non-traditional students with quick 4 and 8 week online classes designed to help you balance work life and school. Last year, National University awarded $50 million plus in scholarships. They are invested in you and your education and seeing you thrive. So apply to NU's Year of You Scholarship, get up to $6,000 per year on a bachelor's or master's degree. And if you are interested in checking out their flexible online curriculums, click their link down in the chat and get more info today. Shout out to National University, a proud partner of Philly Take with RB for the last 2 years. Maybe they should teach a course on how to tank, man. Maybe the Sixers have mastered a course and they can teach it on how to tank, man. Literally. Literally, man. Jay Evans, member for 24 months. Jay Evans in the chat. Long time no see. Give him some love. He says, sell the team. Yeah, I feel like they're going to keep starting that movement up, man. How does anybody enjoy watching the 76ers, man? Like, for real. For real, man. For real. How does anybody enjoy watching this team, bro? Like I said, I have more frustrations that I can give off. But the worst thing is, like, us as a fan base, we should be united. You know, like we have even people that like the dude Jerry in the chat, they're still trying to justify what the Sixers did. If you are trying to justify what they did at the deadline, you are the problem, man. You're part of the problem. We all have to come together and let it be heard and let it be known that we're not going to stand for this. You know what I mean, man? I'm not going to sit here and say that I'm right about everything. I'm not going to do that. But what I am going to do is speak my mind and give my thoughts. And you know, this season has been a disaster right now. We can't just sit here and act like everything's all happy and, you know, rah, rah, cool. Like, let me ask you this. What if the Sixers come back and they're like, yeah, we're just going to run it back next season? What if they say that? Then what? Another 3 right out of the break. This time it is Marcus Sasser. The Pistons have put their starters on the bench. I do not think they will come back. Shout out to B-Ball Paul back in the game. We have Kevin Huerter, Denise Jenkins, Sasser, and Green. Terry misses a 3. It's out of bounds. Dude, this game actually went exactly how I predicted it to. Let's see if they can get it up to 40, though. Well, here's a three from Herter. Wide open, can't get it. Paul Reed tracks down the board. Herter on the second attempt goes up and lays it in. Wow. Sixers have literally quit, bro. 32-point game. 6 to play. Dalen Terry kicks over to Tyrese Martin. Martin dribbling, driving, spinning, fades away off a foot and hits it. Here's Paul Reed guarded by Marjon Beauchamp. He's at the top, backing down, driving the lane. Paul Reed trying to get jiggy with it. Goes up, misses the left hand, and Herter taps it in. So the Sixers literally are not trying, bro. They've given up. They know the game's over. Here's Beauchamp. Beauchamp to Edwards. Edwards into Walker. Poked away again. Pistons steal it. Here they come with their second-ranked defense. Oh, man. Sasser, the pump fake, the drive all the way to the lane, goes up, fouled, and one. Philly for Life gifting a Philly Take membership. Let's go.
Let's go.
It is really crazy. I said this would be a 9-point game at halftime and that it would end up as a 40-point loss. This is wild, bro. This is wild. $5 super chat, Michael Noel. Thank you, man. He says playing teams are lottery eligible if they do not make the top 8. Interesting. So actually, if they're, I think it's 9 and 10, right? Yeah. The 9 and 10 seeds are eligible to get in the lottery. That's what we've been talking about, Michael. But yeah, if they get the 10 seed, they would, and they're the worst team in the play-in, they'd have like a 9.4% chance of keeping a top 4 pick because they were stupid enough not to get their own first-round pick back at the trade deadline when they traded Jared McCain. So the Thunder own their pick unless it's top 4. So to be honest, man, they should have gotten their own first-round pick back, but now it's top 4 protected. Nick Nurse looks absolutely lost on the bench. Maxey looks pissed off. Cameron Payne looks distraught. Wow, man. 35-point game. Here's Paul Reed, dumps it to Herter. Herter dribbles, drives, lays it up, misses it. Beauchamp has it. Beauchamp up the floor. Beauchamp to Edwards. Thinks about a 3, takes it back. Here's Justin Edwards, crossover, falls to the ground, gets back up, finds a cutting Walker, lays it up and in. Nice bucket by Jabari. There's just so many frustrations about this team, man. It's crazy. It's time to fire everybody, bro. Paul Reed up top, poked away by Walker, stays with Detroit. Lamont says, I'm pissed off. I was better off watching Bridgerton with my wife. Oh, man. What did I say the final score was going to be? 135-95? I'm close. Walker up to Edwards. Edwards dribble, drive, lays, right hand, got it. Philly for Life gifting a Philly Take membership. Let's go. Shout out to Philly. He's been supporting us all night long. Drop the MVPs for him in the chat. You know what's crazy, man? I don't think Cade scored in the second half either. I think he had 8 points at halftime, and he still has 8, and he's not even in the game. They literally just walked through this game, man. Euro step by Dalen Terry, got it and won. And won! Yes, sir! Let's go, man.
Let's go.
All I know is that if the 76ers come back on Saturday, if the Sixers come back on Saturday and Sunday and they don't play anybody again, like Bona and Drummond are out, then I know they're tanking the rest of the way. Simply put. But it is getting very hard to watch this team. I'm not going to lie to you guys. Never do. Paul Reed drives the lane, misses it. Sixers have it. Here they come, 5-on-4. Edwards finds Martin. Walker in the paint, goes up, Lays it in. Sixers have hit 100 points. $5 super chat. AP says NBA is good when New York and Philly are good. I'm a Knicks fan since 90. Murphy's Law never fails with us. If anything can possibly go wrong, it does. I know the pain. AP, shout out to you, bro. You've been in here for a long time, man. As a solid Knicks fan, thank you for the support. And at least you guys will be in the playoffs, man. Sixers are fighting for their playing lives. Beauchamp for 3. Cha-ching. Well, there goes my 40-point prediction, man. Sixers are doing this little fake comeback with the garbage lineup. Allen drives and he's fouled. Like I said, for me, and like talking to some of the people that I did today, it's not even like the Sixers are just bad, you know, for this season, right, and screwed up with all the injuries. It's like looking towards the future. And it's what we've been talking about for all season, last season. Like, how do they get out of the Paul George, Joel Embiid contracts, man? They don't. Everybody talks about the Paul George signing. I still think the Embiid extension was worse. Because you didn't, like, you consulted with 9 doctors and you didn't know if he'd even be healthy, and we know how the rest played out. But, like, the Joel Embiid extension, man, is like, holy smokes, man. Like, how do they get out of it, man? What do they do? It's crazy, man. It's crazy, bro. I think what's even crazier is that, like, the Joel Embiid extension doesn't even kick in till, like, next season. That's the craziest part, bro. Signed a 3-year, $193 million extension. Doesn't even kick in till next season. He's got 58.1 next season, then 62.7, and then a player option of 67.4. It's like, holy crap, bro. Let's look at Paul George's contract. Paul George, 51.6 this year, 54.1 next year, and then a player option in 27, 56.6. So you got 2 years left of Paul George after this. You got 3 years left of Joel. What do you do, man? What do you do? VJ shouldn't have to be subjected to this in his rookie year. I don't think anybody should, man. Didn't Detroit beat us previously when Cade and others were hurt and had a relatively healthy roster? Yeah, they did. Cade played tonight. He just didn't have to do anything to win. Do you think Morey would actually go out and pursue Kawhi Leonard this summer? I do, actually. But you know what I think is going to really happen, guys? Which, again, I'm going to talk about soon in a major rant. But I think the most likely scenario is that Morey and Nurse go, and then they bring in a new GM to try to fix the situation. My biggest concern, though, is that the Sixers are going to trade away valuable draft assets to get off these contracts, like the Clippers pick and their own first in 28. That's what I'm worried about. And then after they do that, they're not going to have any good draft assets to actually rebuild the team. They're going to have to use them to get off the contract. So that's my biggest concern right now. It's almost like you're damned if you do, damned if you don't, you know? I don't know. All right, free throws good. 2:15 to play here in the fourth. 25-point game. Martin. Here's Beauchamp. Walker going to pop a 3 and hits it. At least I guess the Sixers will make it look closer than it is. Here's Paul Reed, guarded by Jabari Walker. Holland going to find Kevin Herter. Herter going to dribble and drive to the lane, goes up, misses it. And it's going the other way. Foul on Detroit. At the end of the day, though, man, it also takes an owner that's willing to spend money and go into the tax. So until the owner is not the owner anymore, I just don't see a way that they're really going to compete, you know? Like the Thunder don't really go into the tax, but they're a different scenario because they have all these first-round picks by tanking for a few years and what they did. So, you know, the Pacers don't go into the tax. Like there's different teams, man, and you have to be willing to spend some money. This last decade, though, of the Sixers, man, like it's hard to really explain to someone that doesn't understand or like doesn't strongly watch, you know. It's been unbelievable. It really has. So many like decisions that could have changed everything. Beauchamp step back three. It's off the back rim, picked up by Detroit. Sixers tried to steal the pass up the floor. It's out of bounds. Going to stay with Detroit. Like I said, maybe the Sixers, if nobody's going to come back, maybe they do try to get that top 4 pick. Could you imagine if the Sixers had a 9% chance and they ended up in the top 4 and got a top 4 in this draft? That would be insane, man. I'm all in on the AJ DeBansta sweepstakes. His beer battered. Herter going to find Paul Reed, drives the lane, slams it down. Sixers don't even contest. Guess that's what happens when you don't have a center on the floor. Edwards going to dribble, drive down the lane, and he's fouled. What veteran help can we get? I don't even know, man. You mean this season or next season, Riaz? I'm hoping we beat Canada in the World Baseball Classics, is Cool J. RB, what did you think of the Bam Splash 383 ball? Yeah, I already gave my thoughts on that, but I thought it was cool, man. I mean, it wasn't as dominant as like a Kobe or a Wilt game, but I think people just try to pick everything apart nowadays, honestly. And the Wizards are the team you should be mad at, not the Heat. But it made Joel's 70 ball look even more impressive to me. Like they were forcing Bam that 83 ball. It's cool and all. I don't think anybody will remember how it happened in like 10 years, but we just can't celebrate anything anymore without people criticizing it. But Joel's 70 bomb, that's what I'll remember, man. That was a crazy game. 40 seconds to go here in the fourth. 131, 107. Post-game show coming up after this. We will do a small breakdown of this game and talk about whether there is any hope or any light at the end of the tunnel. Paul Reed kicks it out to Denise Jenkins. Misses a 3. Sixers pick it up. 20 seconds to play. Dalen Terry behind the back, drives in. Nice pump fake against Paul Reed and lays it up and in. $70 ball was 1 of 1. Yeah, and I was right there with my own 2 eyes to see it. Unbelievable game, man. One of the best experiences I've ever had. That was incredible, man. Did it in 36 minutes, too. So that is going to do it. The 76ers get plowed by the Detroit Pistons. Sixers fall to 35-31. Just another game in the 76ers journey this season that has been wild. 35-31. I don't know if I've ever seen a team more mid. I remember Embiid getting 70 and sitting out next game in Denver. Well, actually, it wasn't the next game, and people like you are the problem too, because people tried to force Joel to play through injury, and then he ended up getting hurt against Golden State. So anyway, another game in the books, guys. Third game of a 5-game week. Thank you to everybody who stayed rocking with your boy in the chat. Shout out to the members, the mods, the community. Not that we want to, but we have to. Got to do the post-game show coming up here in just a few moments. You don't have to go anywhere. Stay right on this stream. And we will try to break down this brilliance of a basketball game. Sixers played a really good first half. And where did they go in the third quarter? They evaporated like normal. And that was the storyline. But we got to talk about it. We have to rant. We have to, we have to be therapeutic here, because where else are we going to get it off our chest? Where else are we going to be able to come to a consensus and, be okay and be fine with our nights, and get the steam off a little bit? Where else can we get it all out, All right, man. Sixers go down 131 to 109. Post-game show coming up next. The Sixers get blasted without everybody. Should we have any hope? Are they officially tanking? We will talk about all of it and more coming up in just a few moments. Don't go anywhere. Post-game coming up next. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome on in to the 76ers postgame live show here on a Thursday evening, March 12th. We are through 66 games of the NBA season. And honestly, man, I don't even know if there's a way to characterize the Sixers team at this point. We're going to talk about it, break it down. I guess the question of the night is the tank officially on? Right? Because in one fashion, you are a positive record team. You're 4 games above 500. But on the other side, you're like the most mid team I've ever seen. And all your players are out. And once again, it kind of flashed us back to last year and we're just suffering. And, it's almost like, what's the point, right? So we're going to talk about this game. We're going to break it down. And I'm going to talk about what I think the Sixers should do versus what I think the Sixers are going to do. As always, feel free to get active in the live chat. We do this every single game. Pre-game, live game, and post-game shows all combined into one game day live stream on YouTube. So join us live. And if you don't watch us or listen back on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and all, and make sure you guys go leave a 5-star rating and leave a review over on those platforms so we can continue to grow. And follow us on all of our social medias. Get active behind the scenes. All right, man. Give me your thoughts in the chat. Do you think that the tank is officially on? Sixers lose 131 to 109. I have a couple main thoughts I want to get off, but really that's my main question of the night. Is the tankathon on? Did the Sixers sit everybody tonight saying, you know what? We're just going to start resting everybody. Kelly Oubre, you're out for 2 weeks. Bona, you're out with back spasms. Drummond, you're out with back soreness. Is that what they did? That's what I want to know. Let me know in the chat right now. I'll read out a couple comments. I'll get to my thoughts as well. But before we do that, this post-game show is presented by Prize Picks. Ladies and gentlemen, download the Prize Picks app. Shoot your shot on Prize Picks. Get $50 instantly in lineups when you play your first $5. That's right. Prize Picks is giving you $50 in lineups when you sign up and play your first $5. Prize Picks makes every dunk, every dime, and every board that much more exciting. Prize Picks is simple to play. All you have to do is pick 2 to 6 player stat projections, pick the mores or the lesses. If you are right, you can cash in, pick from all your favorite sports, basketball, baseball, hockey, UFC, soccer. We have March Madness coming up in a week or two. So definitely go check out all of the picks on Prize Picks. Tonight, I told you in the pregame show specifically, go and put all the mores on the Detroit Pistons because they were going to have their way in this game. And we knew that, and you could have got those picks right and cashed in. Find your community on Prize Picks. Check out the social feeds feature, where you can even share your Prize Pick slips with your friends and copy lineups from winners, and also check out the stacks. Like I said before the game, pick any Pistons player, Jalen Duren, go over on the points, pick more on the points, 3-pointers, assists, rebounds, whatever, because the Pistons were going to dominate, right? Obviously, Cade Cunningham maybe didn't, and we'll talk about that. He was sleepwalking through the game. But let's say you wanted to pick mores or lesses on one player specifically, in 3 different categories. You can do all of that in the same lineup, only on Prize Picks. So get in on the action. Prize Picks is available in all 50 states, including California, Texas, Florida, and Georgia. Download the Prize Picks app today. Use code CLNS. Get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. Once again, that is code CLNS. Get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. Shout out to Prize Picks. It is good to be right. And I'll tell you what it's not good to be, the 76ers right now. Because it's not even just about this game tonight, man. It is about the long haul. We can break down this game. We can talk about everything that happened and blah, blah, blah. But in my opinion, man, I think Sixers fans look at a game like tonight, and yeah, they're inspired about the first half. The Sixers were playing with great energy, great ball movement. I can't take anything away from the players on the floor. They go on a 17-5 run at the end of the first half, and Justin Edwards is everywhere. He had 4 steals. You got Watford and Barlow, and even though VJ shot terribly and Grimes shot terribly, they were all active. They were getting involved. Beauchamp had a great night, 17 off the bench, and Campaign and Jabari Walker. But at the end of the day, we look at this team, and the fact that you're throwing out a lineup without Joel Embiid, Tyrese Maxey, Paul George, now Kelly Oubre's out for at least a couple weeks, Adem Bona and Andre Drummond downgraded to out on the day of. The real question is, has the tank officially started? I don't know. I guess we'll find out the answer this weekend. If the Sixers go ahead and do this for the next couple games and they make sure everybody's out, then I think the answer is official. They are. But should they? I mean, it's all for a 9% chance at this point if they can get all the way down to the 10 seed and lose in the play-in. But it's just unreal when you think about where this Sixers team is at, right? And even at halftime, right? They give you a glimmer of hope. It's like the Sixers this entire season. And what do? They go into the third quarter and they get blasted by the Pistons. Cade barely did anything. Duran and Stewart were in foul trouble. All they had to do was get their bigs involved because the Sixers didn't even have a center on the active roster tonight. And I think the most alarming thing is looking in the long term. The Sixers have Joel Embiid under contract for 3 more years. They have Paul George under contract for 2 more years. So where do they go? Are they going to get rid of valuable draft assets to try to get off those contracts? Are they just going to hope and pray everybody gets healthy and bring in a new GM and coach? What is the next step? It feels like the organization is cursed. And tonight was just one of those nights where you know what's going to happen. It's just a matter of time. Really, I mean, that's what it was. It's crazy, man. It really is. You have 16 games left in the season, and this is the lineup that you're trotting out there. It's just embarrassing, man. It is embarrassing. And another thing I want to say on this postgame show is that there's a lot of people, whether they come into the live chat or they're chirping on Twitter or whatever, like, there's people that get mad when you're keeping it honest about this team. There's people that are mad and they still want you to not be ultra negative. Do you think that I want to sit up here during and after every game and be negative? No. But there is no other choice. I'm just telling you the truth, man. This 76ers team might actually be in the worst spot possible. And here's why, right? And I don't know if the tank has started. We will know on Saturday and Sunday. If they, like I said, if they don't bring out the guys against the Nets and the Blazers, then there's no hope. Like maybe they just did it tonight because they knew they were going to get slaughtered by the Pistons, who barely even tried. They slept walk through the game. But I think the Sixers might actually be in the worst spot possible because if they were really good this season, okay, you make a playoff push, people are happy. It seems like that's what they tried to do. But instead of just plummeting and going all the way out and realizing, okay, it's not going to work, we got to do something. Or even if you were going to duck the tax and be stupid and not get your own first round pick back from the OKC Thunder, then why not trade some of the other pieces while they were valuable, right? At the deadline, why not trade Joel Embiid then if his value was up before he got injured? So now you're at a point where you have 16 games left and the team is just straight up in the middle of the pack. Like they're just mid. They're 35-31. They've been blown out like 15 times this season. Every other game has been cardiac and everybody's injured. There just is something going on in an extraterrestrial sense of life. There's something on a different level, like a different plane of living that I just can't comprehend of how cursed this Sixers team is, man. That's how I feel. Like, I can't believe for the second year in a row, we're out here trotting out guys like Marjon Beauchamp and Dalen Terry for 20, 30 minutes a game. I've just never seen a season derail so quickly, man. And I just don't know what to say. Like, there's not much more I can add to the conversation. The guys on the floor should be playing better and Nurse should be correcting the mistakes. But at the end of the day, what's that going to do? I can go through this game and break it down. Yeah, they shouldn't get blown out in the third quarter. Nurse has to use both challenges. He's pissed off at the refs. Then they panned him at a different time in the game. He's not saying anything. The Sixers go on a nice little 17-5 run. They're playing hard. Like, I asked this question during the show, but I'm like, in the first half, were the young players playing for themselves and trying to prove that they should be getting more opportunities? Or did Nick Nurse do anything different? I would say the former. I think the Justin Edwards of the world and the Marjon Beauchamps are saying, look, we're guys that should have been getting more minutes earlier in the season. We should have been in the rotation. We should get a chance. Like, you put Marjon Beauchamp or Justin Edwards on the Celtics or the Nuggets or the Thunder, these guys are going to make plays. It's the same thing with Jared McCain. So I feel like they were more so playing for themselves tonight. I just don't see the point in breaking down everything they did well because, again, it comes back to the same question. Like, who cares, man? What does it matter? Justin Edwards looks fantastic. When the team is back healthy, if they ever get healthy again, Edwards is not going to play. Justin Edwards is not going to play in a Nick Nurse system. Marjon Beauchamp, surprisingly, showed me a ton tonight. 17 points. He had 6 boards, 2 assists, 2 of 7 from long range. This is a guy that couldn't shoot a lick a year and a half ago. Great defender. And he's out there busting it, man. He's out there hustling in transition. Sixers were dominating on the glass in the first half. They were running up and down the floor, getting easy transition threes. They were moving the ball well. Honestly, I thought that run was going to continue for the end of the first half until Quentin Grimes had a 2-on-1 fast break. And instead of looking at his teammate, he decides to go up in traffic and he loses the ball. Pistons come right down the other end with an and one. And then Paul Reed hits a buzzer beater reverse layup to finish the first half. There's just so many things in the timeline of this last Sixers decade that you sit there and you think, man, like one thing goes the other way. Maybe we're not talking about any of this. Maybe we're not here. But I think we have reached the point again of like no coming back. And it is crazy. Like, you got to credit the Sixers with how much trickery they gave us. Maybe not everybody, but myself included. We were like, damn, this team could actually do something in the East. They're a lot of fun. But I remember what I said back in January during these post-game shows. I said, just enjoy this, man. Just enjoy this because you don't know how long it's going to continue. And based on where we're at right now, we're about to really like decide and see what the Sixers have decided in the next couple games. Because 5-game week here, 18 games in 30 days in March, a lot of back-to-backs. If the 76ers go out and they lose the next couple games, let's just say they were to cough one up against Brooklyn on Saturday, or they were to cough it up on Sunday against the Blazers and they keep losing, do they ultimately decide, hey, let's go back into the play-in, let's get the 10 seed, and let's try to get a 9.4% chance on draft night? I mean, again, very, very slim odds. We were sweating last year when they had a 37% chance. 9% is crazy. Crazy. My biggest concern moving forward is that the 76ers are going to attach valuable draft assets to get off the Embiid and PG contracts. Like, maybe they clean house, they bring in a new executive, and he gets ultra aggressive and he says, you know what? We have to clean house. Embiid, PG, you're all gone. We're going to give up the Clippers' first round pick in 28. We're going to give up our own first in 29. We're going to give up our own first in 28, seconds in 28 and 29. Like, that's my concern, because then I feel like you're also damned if you do, damned if you don't, based on, okay, we have no draft picks now to upgrade the team, right? So, again, bringing it back full circle to this game, to the way the season has gone, I think you could get Sixers fans behind the idea of, all right, this season is pretty much toast, but we got a really good plan in the offseason. We're going to reshape the team. We're going to look a lot different next season. I feel like that's what we said last year. And then they just couldn't do anything because their guys didn't play at all last year. So they're like, all right, we're going to get healthy and come back. And they keep trying to like resell us on this idea, just like they did at the trade deadline, which was absolutely miserable. And they're just going to result in the same spot. I think there is a chance they come back next season like, oh yeah, we're just going to run it back and we'll be healthy, because They have no other place to go. They can't get rid of these contracts, guys. And that's why talking to some people in my own life today and around the Sixers space and the NBA world, I'm getting the sentiment from other people that this is the most lost that they have ever felt with the Sixers. They feel like the Sixers are screwed and that they have nowhere to go. And it's almost like, I'm trying to think of a good analogy, but the best analogy I can think of, which may not make a lot of sense, but like, think about you robbed a bunch of banks or you committed a bunch of crimes or whatever, and you're driving and you're in the getaway car and you've stolen a bunch of cars and you stopped at different points in the destination, and you're constantly running. You're constantly on the go. And you like I said, you've taken all efforts and all routes and you've done as much as you could to hang on as long as you could. But now you're on that bridge and you're surrounded. You're surrounded from every direction. There's nowhere left to go. Like, it is exposed. That's the Sixers right now. Where do they go? Where do they go next? In that analogy, the 76ers have to try to find a way to get away again and then try to make you think, okay, I still have another chance to get out of this. But in reality, you're trapped and you're cornered and you have nowhere to go. The only other thing I can really say, guys and girls, is that I'm sorry that we all have to watch this and go through it, man. It's not fair to the guys on the floor. It's not fair to the fans that pay hard money and buy tickets and go through this. And I just hate that they tried to reel us back in again, and we're all a part of it. We're all a part of it. Like, nothing's going to change until we all take a stand together and just, continue to band together as a squad. I mean, we can't have the fan base divided. We can't have a fan base divided and people still wanting to come in and cheer pom-poms. There's nothing to cheer about, man. There's nothing good with this team right now. Even VJ Edgecombe today went 3 of 14. He went 0 of 5 from 3, man. Meanwhile, you have other teams around the league. I believe the Hawks are playing tonight. The Hornets just continue to cook every game for the most part. I don't know if the Hornets are playing tonight. I don't think they are. But the Sixers are about to get lapped by both of those teams. The Hawks have won 7 in a row. The Hornets have won 2 in a row. And yeah, I mean, Sixers are falling in the standings. So again, at what point does it become, okay, let's just shut everybody down again and let's just, try to get in that tankathon mix. Tonight was one of them games, man, where you go in without a center. It's just hard for me to really break it down and to talk about it, Like I said, they did a lot of good things in the first half. I enjoyed the energy they brought. Overall, when we look at the total stats from this game, 76ers shot 8 of 35 from 3. It's just nowhere near good enough. They shot 71% at the free throw line. And I feel like the Pistons just sleepwalked through the entire game and did not care at all. And when they needed to turn on the Jets in the third quarter, it's exactly what they did. It's funny because I actually predicted exactly how this game was going to go. I said in the pregame show, the 76ers would be down by 9 at halftime. The Pistons would be sleepwalking, and then they would really turn it on in the third quarter. And that is exactly what they did. And they were well on their way to a 40-point win until the Sixers made a little fake comeback in the last few minutes of the game. But Sixers lose by, 22 points? But they really lost by 50. That's how the game felt. It felt like the Pistons were able to just get the stops and turn it on whenever they had to. The Pistons tonight had 37 assists on 48 made shots. That's just insane. And you saw the level of effort in the second half decline and dissipate. Sixers just did not care at all in that second half once they knew the game was over. And yeah, the Pistons just out-hustled them in every way in that second half. I mean, it was so one-sided. We saw Kyle Lowry come into this ball game before Marjon Beauchamp. Kyle Lowry in 4 minutes had zeros across the board and was a -10. I don't understand why he even played, especially when you have Cameron Payne, who dropped 15 tonight, and Marjon Beauchamp, who dropped 17. Grimes was a minus 28. I mean, what else are we supposed to say? These guys had a couple good moments, but other than that, it's like they're just not good enough. We know that, right? For the entire game, the Pistons led the Sixers in fast break points, 24-18. Sixers did have 19-14 in the second chance, but just another miserable basketball game and nothing that you can really do. They're giving up wide open shots to Kevin Huerter and Duncan Robinson. And how about this cat, Javonte Green, man? Like I said, Cade didn't really do anything tonight. How about Javonte Green, who had 17 off the bench? I feel like he's a former Sixer G League player. He had 4 triples. Guy leaves Philly, goes somewhere else, and what do you know? He starts playing well. Kevin Huerter had 12 off the bench. Stewart, 13. Holland had 15 off the bench. There was a point in this game where Holland gets knocked down hard. Terry tried to wrap him up on a layup. The whole crowd goes oohing and ahhing as if he punched him in the face. I mean, it was crazy. They called it a flagrant one. But yeah, the bench was nuts, man. Honestly, how many points did the bench even have? What they have? 46, 52, 64. They had 70 points off the bench, I think, which is insane, man. Insane. Cade Cunningham had 13 dimes. They had a stat on the screen on the broadcast that said that Cade has led his team the last 35 games in assists, which is nuts. I mean, he was facilitating, getting it done. And like I said, all they had to do was feed the big. You had Tobias Harris do the normal. Tobias, 15 points. And I don't know if the Pistons have enough to really make a finals push, but their defensive intensity is crazy. There's a reason that they're one of the best top 2, top 3 defensive teams in the league. And you saw the way that they can make things happen, the way that they can turn it into easy buckets. And I don't know if they have that second go-to guy, who can really do it. I think that's my only concern with Detroit. But like I said in the pregame show, we're kind of getting back to this team mentality style of basketball with the Pistons and the Celtics and the Spurs and OKC. So yeah, they're just a tough team. They have the culture. The culture is there. Other than that, man, I know these post-game shows have been a bit condensed. We haven't really taken a lot of phone calls, but what is there to say? What is there to say? People feel so hopeless and lost with this team right now. And, yeah, man, it's just frustrating. It's very frustrating. And, yeah, did the Sixers enter the tank off? Do they enter the tankathon? What do you guys think? I'm going to read out a couple comments for a few minutes, and then we will wrap this one up. Like I said, back-to-back upcoming this weekend. 5 games this week. We'll see how it is. Let's see what the chat says. Beer Battered Gummy Shark says 2028 draft night will be lit. Yeah, if we're all here by then. Cool J says Josh Harris should sell the team. What else we have, man? What do you guys think? Let me know your thoughts in the chat. Appreciate everybody still being here. Ben, channel member, says, I think patience is key. We cannot trade the picks to get off contracts. Well, you're going to have to sell a fan base then for a couple more years of the same thing. Do you think the fans will really entertain that? Will they still be able to generate a profit? If the Sixers try to keep running it back the next couple years, I don't know. Nets already beat us at home this season. If they lose to the Nets, then I think it's officially time to just hang it up, bro. Honestly. Busy says, I don't even have faith in us beating the Nets. That's a fact. How can you have faith in them beating anybody? They barely beat the Utah Jazz. It's crazy, man. Busy B says, MPJ is going to light us up. It's insane, man. It's insane, bro. Scum says, ain't nothing to say, to be honest. Yeah, and maybe that's the way we wrap this one up, man. Not much to say. Sixers get blasted again without Joel Embiid, Tyrese Maxey, Paul George, Kelly Oubre's out for 2 weeks now. Will be reevaluated. Adem Bono is out with back spasms. Drummond out with back soreness. Sixers did not even have a center on the floor tonight. Last season was insane how it all unraveled, but this season, it went from like the high all the way down to the bottom. And yeah, people have checked out, man. It's crazy. Like I said, trying my best here to keep everything together. I'm trying my best to consolidate it all and not just be ultra negative, but I just don't know what else I can say. I feel so lost on this team right now. And I'm glad that even on my other socials, I've been covering more general NBA. I have some cool things in the works soon. Keep an eye out for that. I get to cover the Philadelphia Eagles, who have won, 2 Super Bowls and have been to 3 in the last 7-8 years, which has been fun over on my A to Z Sports Philly channel. But yeah, this team is like sucking the joy out of me, honestly. It's just hard to watch, man. It's hard to watch. But regardless, we'll be watching at least all the other teams as we head into the playoffs, and we'll still find ways to make it fun regardless. I love doing this, man. I try to bring the energy all the time, but there's just not much else I can say on a postgame show when your whole team does not play. And you still have people that are trying to argue with me that the McCain trade made sense. Everything has gone downhill since that and the Paul George suspension. So if you are still one of those people that are out there trying to defend what the Sixers did and hanging your hat on it, then you are becoming part of the issue as well. Anyway, that's all I got, man. Sixers postgame live show presented by Prize Picks. Shout out to Prize Picks. Download the app and use the code CLNS when you sign up. Ladies and gentlemen, that's all we got, man. That's all we got. Sixers go down 131 to 109. Just another embarrassment of a game. Credit to the guys on the floor. They gave it their all. But once again, the third quarter strikes. And that's where we lie, man. See what happens these next two. If they get the team actually back on the floor and actually play guys, all right, maybe they're not tanking, but the full-on tank might be here. See what happens next time. Hope you guys enjoy your weekend. I'll catch y'all in a few days. Check out all the videos we've been dropping and the shorts and everything else. Check us out on all the other socials. Good night, everybody. Philly Take with RB. Sixers post game live. We're out, man.